Flondo with Lucas the Podcat running around here somewhere. Anyway, happy Monday. How was your weekend? What any weekend news there, Pete?
Groundhog still alive.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't
Are you
follow
feeding
my
him?
ass.
Are you leaving
I throw
lettuce?
carrots down there, but he's kind of stupid.
No.
He
really.
kind of goes to the right when I throw him to the left, so the guineas end up getting him. I had a
boy.
traffic jam. I had 16 guineas in the road.
Now, by
today.
guineas, you're not talking about people of a certain heritage from a part of like a boot of an area
It
of
never
a
even
European
occurred to
country.
me. Never even occurred
Well,
to me.
you know,
Only you.
I'm just, anyway. You're talking about the little bird.
The birds.
Things. Yeah, okay.
Big
All right,
guinea
so you got your animal life going. Any exciting?
I'm sorely disappointed in our armed forces.
Again?
In the last 15 minutes, I got behind a guy with Marine stickers all over his car.
Yeah.
Now, he claimed to be a Marine with the stickers, but he was driving a Mazda Miata.
Well, clearly it was
20
sailor.
miles below the speed limit.
Airman. Yeah, Air Force.
Okay. And then when I'm pulling down outside of here,
Yeah.
I get behind a guy that says veteran behind him,
Yeah.
and he's also going 20 miles below the speed
Well,
limit.
that's just not right.
What's
Old farts were they?
What's the matter? Do your balls drop off
The
at
balls
some
drop
point, or-
off. Apparently, I know. I'm trying to. I'm trying to go the other way. I'm trying to be as obnoxious. Man, I got a guy. The other guy tailgated me yesterday, and I must have hit my brakes 8 times, and he'd back off, and then he'd get right back up there again, and finally I just I thought I got him at a red light where I waited for the light to turn, a left turn signal, and when it hit red, he was behind me again. When it turned red, I went. And he followed me and tried to cut me off in the lane to the left when I turned in. I cut him off, and anyway, it just
You know, the old days, how we got rid of that.
gunfire.
Well, that, and we had a Peugeot with a sunroof, and someone get on my ass.
No, throw something out
diesel.
there.
I take a handful of pennies that I always had there, and I'd flip them up through that sunroof, and they go pop, 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 pop. You
I
could hear,
love it.
and those cars would swerve off.
Oh yeah, there you go. I'm going to get an oil slick behind out the back,
James
like
Bond.
James Bond. Yeah, oil slick, and a smoke screen or something. That'd be pretty funny. Anyway, Flounder, any weekend activity of happiness or goodness or whatever?
I went and watched my niece and nephew play.
Oh, good.
I went and watched my niece and nephew play soccer on Saturday, and then
They win?
what's that?
Did they win?
Who knows? There's no scoring anymore.
Yeah, it's actually yes. Hank won 2-0. Their team won, and Hannah's team was in the lead, and I left in the third quarter. But she just turned 4, so it's just mass confusion.
No,
But
you're
they-
a bad uncle. You left.
but they're having a lot of fun. And then yesterday I went for. It ended up not raining all day, so I went for a walk on the river walk right down there.
Yeah.
And then I went and had a beer with a friend in downtown Roswell.
Oh my! And that little shopping or in that little
The
all the
downtown,
shops
yeah,
area there,
downtown
all the-
Canton
It's
Street.
nice. It's nice down
Yeah, and the cool thing is this Thursday is when Alive at 5 starts, and they close the road off.
Yeah.
And so you can walk around with drinks, and they have hors d'oeuvres out there and a band
Yeah.
and music.
I was
So
wondering if that used to be very crowded. I assume they're back at it again.
it's
now.
it's a lot of fun. It's
Yeah.
a cool area
Well, if you
all
like people, if you want to be around.
if you want people and
I just, there's no way, in fact, I swear to God, if some hot babe, some, 30-year-old Puerto Rican chick who was all over me said, the one thing I'd really like to do this weekend is have you take me down to Old Roswell and sit at one of those freaking outdoor cafes for 7 or 8 hours watching people walk by and drink. Oh, boy, let's do that. Oh, wow. I'm thinking, it must be just at the stage of my life where that would be a nightmare. I can't,
I don't know because the restaurants and bars down there are really nice and they're all very casual.
Yeah.
So I mean they got cool bars with flat screens so you can watch. They got the Braves and they got sports on.
They're casual.
And again for me, I mean. Because me being up at 3 in the morning and then I come home and there's certain days I podcast, so it's good to just go out there.
Yeah. Well,
It's almost more fun to do it during the day than it
would
is
totally
at night.
agree. Yeah, I would totally agree.
Plus, there's they have a Gate City Brewery there, which is a really good brewery.
Well, you're playing hooky during the day. It's fun.
Well, allegedly. Yeah.
Everybody else is working.
That's right. Yeah.
Allegedly.
Well, I hit balls this weekend. I went out, and it's killing me. I don't know why I'm doing this to myself. I found the secret. Since I've lost more weight. I mean, it's just my body is.
Don't play? Is
I
that
haven't.
the secret?
I literally have not weighed this little since probably 9th grade.
Quantos.
I'm not making that up.
Quantos.
I don't know what that means.
How much?
Well, I almost hate to. Well, I'll tell you. I'm almost embarrassed about this. First, we'll go to the. Have you ever seen me at my fattest? Back when when I had cancer in 2003, 4, and I had chemo and radiation, all that stuff, and I ballooned up, and at my fattest, I weighed like 240. I had 42-inch waist. When I came back to work with you guys for those years in 2013, I was probably 210.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you would describe me, husky. I was never fat, but I was, I was not thin. I was never thin, but I knew I was probably 210, 202. Yeah, I looked like a regular guy, but I probably looked a little athletic, but I was certainly not built or sculpted or anything like that. But I wasn't thin ever. Okay, I was probably 210. This morning, I weighed 168.
Okay, that's too little. You need to eat some more.
168.
That's not good. You need to eat some more.
And look at,
You need to be 175.
I'm missing skin. I'm missing body. There used to be flesh there. I got a little something, but it's got, oh, geez. Anyway.
You need to gain some weight.
No, I can't.
So when you get cancer again, you can eat the fat.
I don't even care anymore. Anyways, so I was thinking. So I've had to come up with a whole new. Well, again, I haven't played golf since I got Jack in 2009. I really stopped playing golf, and I haven't even played it. I played once in like 6 years, and I've just started hitting balls again. Not since Jack is gone. Although I don't know what I'm doing, but I found the secret this week, and I found the secret of how I can get my swing back, because I was like a 2 handicap, and I used to play okay. Nothing special, but I used to be able to play pretty well. And so I haven't played in so long, but I finally discovered the kind of timing and stance and new grip and the delay tactic I had to go to get my timing down to hit the ball, creaming it, where I'm really hitting as well as I ever have. The problem is now, of course, now I have to practice to get what's left of my golf muscles back into, so I can do it consistently. But here's the problem: I don't have any golf buddies anymore. I don't have any place to play. So it'd be very hard for me to show up one Sunday afternoon at some public course as a single and show up at the first tee with 3 guys ready to have. Hey, you guys, you need a fourth? Oh no, we got 3. We're good, thank you. When I come strolling up to the tee box by myself, no, we're good. We got 3. We're having a little tournament here. I say, oh, sorry, maybe I'll wait for the next group. So what the hell am I doing?
I can't help you with driving, but if you ever want to chip or putt, I got plenty of room for that.
Well, there you are. But again, I love to hitting balls, and so if I do that once a week, I'll be. But again, it's killing me that now I've figured it out. I've figured it out. I've written down the thing. I remember it. And it's killing me because now it's not going to. Anyway, Flounder and I are going to get out there. And Danny McLefty, my golf buddy, one of these days. I'm going to my goal now. I can't take up golf again. I don't belong anywhere. If you don't belong someplace to play all the time, you can't play.
A guy like. Sound like you. There's a guy at Berkeley Hills who I've mentioned to you. His name's Chris, I believe, and I've talked to him once or twice. He knows my dad, so I'm going to try and get a foursome set up.
We used to play there a lot. Danny McLefty.
Danny was a member there, and I think he knows him too. So I'll get back in touch with him, and we'll get something on the books.
Anyway, I obviously can't start playing golf again. But my goal, my last thing I can think of a bucket list, other than that 25-year-old Puerto Rican girl, is to break my age on the golf course.
Ain't gonna happen.
I guarantee. Oh, I will bet you. Right? Well, how much you want to bet?
Well, I won't be there to see. I'll just have to take your word for it.
You'll have people who will believe it. Flounder might even be there if we go out. Now, I haven't chipped and putted in a long, and nobody cares about this. I'm sorry. Anyway, if I want, my goal is to break my age. To shoot my age on the golf course at an appropriate tee setup, and we'll see.
By the way, Brother Steve says he has 20 pounds that you can have.
I'll bet a lot of people. But I'm freaking astounded. I swear to God, I can't.
I'll tell you how you gain weight. It's how I gained weight in high school.
Well, but I don't want to just gain. Plus I just, it's a thing.
You make yourself a Coke float.
Yeah.
Coke float.
Well, yeah, with
then
good
you
ice
make
cream.
yourself a peanut butter and mayonnaise sandwich.
Yeah, and cheese.
You tear it apart into chunks, and you
you
shove
put
it down into the Coke float. And I'm telling you, it is delicious. It's delicious, and you will gain 10 pounds every 2 weeks. Poor shot. Poor shot. You will gain weight, I guarantee you.
By the way, I had like 7 prep school friends in the 60s who all had Porsches, and no one ever said Porsche. They said, oh, I got to go get my Porsche and take it into the so-and-so. And not one.
Who's
not one.
Who's the guy invented it?
Hitler invented it.
Dr. Ferdinand Porsche.
Yeah, at the direction of Adolf Hitler.
No, that was the VW.
Yeah, and
You're
the
thinking of the VW. Porsche built the tanks.
I know. I'm just saying. All my friends who had them, they had the old-fashioned bathtub Porsche with nothing in them.
I'm telling you, the tanks that Porsche built were so popular. You saw them all over Europe in the 30s and 40s.
Yeah. That's right. They were everywhere. Oh, Lord. Anyway.
Number one tank in Poland.
Welcome aboard. Have we started? I guess we've started the show. Jeez,
We pissed off all the Europeans.
What a beginning. Anyway, how you doing? It's Monday the 17th of April. And before I forget, our next podcast is on Thursday.
Yes, sir.
On Wednesday, my daughter Jennifer turns 51.
No. Really?
51 years old.
Damn.
Is that I was this weekend. I was somewhere, and I know what I was at. I was in my garage doing something with a car, and one of my neighbors, a couple doors down. I live in a townhouse, cul-de-sac area, and one of my neighbors, probably 30, and his wife and a couple of their friends and a couple of little kids, including one about 4-year-old little girl, all of a sudden came, skipping and running like little chubby little 4-year-olds do down the sidewalk and into my garage. And the father goes, oh God, I said, no, there's nothing in there, everything's fine. And she's kind of looking around, and the father's all nervous. I said, no, this is great. I said, believe me, have a ball. My old chopper's there, just stuff in my.
It's you he's worried about.
I know, probably in my garage, and I kept him saying, I said, no, exploring is good. I tried to calm him, saying, this is good. She's curious. She's having fun. She's exploring stuff and looking at this and stuff like that. And then I remember having this incredible. God, I'm getting choked up right now. This is unbelievable. Okay, hold on a second. This is unbelievable. What the hell is going on with me? Because my daughter's birthday, and I said to him, I said, boy, my daughter's going to be 51 in a couple of days. I said, they go so fast. 51 years ago.
Yeah.
At graduate school when she was born, Michigan State. Jesus.
Gone quick. By the way, Cindy says if you come over for dinner, she'll make her famed baked ziti and fatten you right up, just like her husband, who's not fat. By the way, guess what I saw this weekend?
Who'd you see this weekend?
I saw, what do you call them big birds? A peacock.
Really?
Strolling across the front lawn as happy as could be.
A wild peacock in the wild?
Well, no, it's probably on the farm, but, still.
Well, does the guy have peacocks on his farm?
I didn't know he did until
Now, let me ask you this.
Saturday.
When I was down in Florida, retired, and I got Jack the Good Boy, and we used to ride through all those ranch areas, a lot of them had peacocks.
Yeah.
So here's my question: what is a peacock?
Well, they're good warning because they scream they sound like humans. Hunter S. Thompson
I've
used
heard
to
that,
have them
yeah.
all over his compound because they scream like human beings.
Yeah, but I don't think people buy them. Do people buy them for just watch peacocks? They can't. That's not.
Well,
so I
they're
might
pretty.
just say pretty.
They're pretty to look at.
But isn't only the female that's pretty and the male's all
I think
dull?
it's the male
or
who
vice?
does that.
Maybe the male wants to show his colors to have sex with the girls because the girls will pick the girl like women humans will pick the color for one, the one who's showy, the one who's
cocky.
Oh, sorry. Seem to be on kind of a theme here of some kind.
Girls like confidence. Kimber Peacocking for you, brought to you by Atlanta Custom Closets. You can peacock too if you have enough stuff in your closet. From ClosetPro.net, 404-255-0589 is the number. For Atlanta Custom Closets, imagine the clothes you could put in there to just step out and peacock.
And don't forget, Mother's Day is coming up here very quickly.
That's true.
And just for a good reason, just tell her you love her by saying, guess what, honey, I've got the people coming over here tomorrow, whatever. I mean, there's no better time than just because you love her. So there you are. Not that it works, but it could work. It could work this time. So,
Doesn't work for any of us. But.
Anyway, peacock. I'm just curious. In other words, they're not. You don't eat them, and they don't. I mean, I wonder why you would get a peacock. They don't lay eggs, do they?
I don't know.
Well, I'll be damned.
I'm
Anyway,
sure
if everybody
eggs.
knows why you would.
I'm sure they lay eggs, but you don't eat them, do you?
I don't know. But again, I'm just curious. Why would you, as a pet? I mean, it can't be a pet. Can't keep them in the house, right? You'd have to have land of some kind. You have to have some kind of outdoorsy thing or like a coop.
So they can walk around.
Anyway, I was just curious. How the hell we get talking about peacocks?
Because I saw
you
one.
saw one. There you go. Anyway, so Jennifer, happy birthday, sweet girl. I'm so proud of you. A cocaine heroin addict was in jail We didn't know whether she was dead or alive, and she's been clean for, I think, 19 years now. Wouldn't even take a freaking aspirin. When she's
Okay,
in
you
pain.
told everybody how old she is.
Yeah.
You've told about her past problems.
Right.
Are you going to tell everybody her weight now? I mean, come on.
No. And it was great seeing her on the beach with the family last week, whatever it was. Let's see. Also, I got, this is funny, for her birthday, what she wanted, I mean, I said a couple of things, but what she wanted was a portable rowing machine. Have you ever seen those now? Sharper Image has them, and they're
it's almost the new aerobic bike.
Yeah, and it's small, and it's compact, and you can, I guess, fold it up and put it away or whatever. But anyway, it's very small, but it's a portable rowing machine, and so I got it from Sharper Image, which no longer has any stores. I thought they still had stores. They don't.
Right.
You have to go to like Bed Bath and Bin Laden or something if you want to get the
Linux used to have one.
Yeah, they were all over the place, but they don't. It's like Radio Shack, Anyway, so I ordered for that, and they were supposed to be delivered well before the 19th. And then I got I talked to him the other day, and he said, "Well, it might be the 24th." I said, "24th?" I said, "I'm going to make you the topic of my podcast." So it got delivered already. So apparently I scared the girl at Sharper Image, which is nice. But anyway, and by the way, for the record, when I used to work out a lot and run marathons, like that crap, I didn't like machines. I used free weights in the gym. I really didn't like machines, except for the one where you bend over and strengthen your back muscles. But the only machine I ever liked was the rowing machine. I love the rowing machine.
Well,
Doesn't it make you have hemorrhoids?
no, but it helps your lower back.
Oh, it does everything. It put your shoulders, your arms, your biceps, your tricep. I mean, you're doing everything. Look at that. Look at, it's E.T.
I hope you're not doing that.
Anyway, but I mean, and the shoulders and back and your core and your legs. I mean, it's unbelievable. Anyway, so whatever. Let's see. Hold on. Oh, thank you. I'm
Do
sorry.
one.
Okay. I got to get organized.
It's Lori's birthday Wednesday. We won't be here, so happy birthday, Lori.
Lori, happy birthday to you, sweet girl. And Kimmer Babe, listening to the podcast, we are very grateful. Here's another reason why I rarely play the what do you call it? The lottery things anymore. About $5 ticket at Fantasy 5.
Yeah,
okay?
I got to do that right now.
When Fantasy 5 gets up there, Fantasy 5's $300,000-$400,000. And there's only 5 numbers, so the odds are a lot better than the Mega Millions and Powerball. Okay, so the odds are better to win. So I'll spend $5. Here were the numbers for I spent $5. Here's my ticket. I lost, didn't get anything. Here were the winning numbers for this particular day. 20, 25, 26, 27. I mean, what are the chances, And somebody won. Somebody won it. Anyway. Good for them, but again, obviously it's not me, so I just did figures. A couple things. I got some mail here. I want to go. Oh, here we go. I've mentioned before that we are very grateful for. You see this little thing here? It says Venmo on it. If you go to that with your phone, you know how to work Venmo, and you can do a little donation for us. We're trying to keep this podcast free. So we're relying strictly on donations, and if it isn't working, then we're going to have to shut it down. But so anyway, so we appreciate. We have a post office box, Kimmer Media, post office box 1432, Alpharetta 30009. Again, thekimmershow.net has everything.
That's where you want to go. Kimmershow.net.
Contact us, link to us, everything else. And the post office box, it's been very successful. Like, look at this, Pete. I got 3 things out of here yesterday. Wait, here's one for you about that's the American Express bill.
Yeah,
that's for you. Here's one for you from Social Security, and here's one for you from Social Security. So, okay. So
now, I'm going to open these up, and if it's good news, I'm just going to leave.
Right. So here's the thing. So again, Pete's forwarded mail is good to get in our post office box. We were kind of hoping to get, like checks and stuff. But again, we're asking politely and sweetly, with a happy smile, that if you could help us out to keep this going, we'd be very, very grateful. Let's see. A quick air fryer update. Flounder might get a kick out of this.
Yes.
It's working great, and I've discovered, just by trial and error, well, what's happening now is if I go to the store, in fact, I don't have anything to eat tonight planned, so I'm going to go to the store after the podcast. And what I'm doing all of a sudden the last few days is now shopping for things that have an air fryer recipe on them. So I swear to God, because now I'm saying here, but I know how to work it without having to figure it out.
Do you ever cook fish?
No.
You should try buy a piece of salmon just to throw it in there and see. and what I put on there is I do Dijon mustard.
Yeah.
And I'll kind of paint it on there, nice.
Dijon, I believe. Dijon. Close. Dijon. Dijon. Okay.
Dijon. What the hell
I
ever
think
it's
he's
called.
thinking of DiGiorno, which is a whole different thing. But
DiGiorno pizza. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, DiGiorno, Dijon. And see, either way's fine.
Anyways, that mustard, and then I paint it on there, and I put garlic parmesan, paprika, and salt and pepper. And then I throw it in the air fryer at 400 for 15 minutes, and it looks unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm really not. I love seafood, but
it comes out like it's a real good crust that's really.
But
crispy.
anyway, again, so I'm picking out things now that I can put in a stupid air fryer. And did I tell you I did fries the other day, and they came out very crispy and dark too. I left them in. I put them another 2 minutes, and they were almost.
I
dark
offered
brown.
to buy you that book.
What book?
That book at the checkout counter. It said air fry recipe.
Oh no, they have some in there, but it's not like I cook. I don't buy raw things and then cook a whole meal on the thing. I do things you need to just anyway, whatever. So that's pretty cool. Although I'm also the other day I made the mistake of buying. I saw southern fried shrimp, big fat juicy southern fried style shrimp. And I bought a bag of those broccoli and cauliflower things, and I fried the crap out of all that. I was up all night, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God, man! I can't do that anymore. But it's just I can't digest it. I can't. Oh God, it was a nightmare. That's why I'm 168 instead of 210. Anyway, so my air fry. But thank you again, Cindy and Flounder, for the thing there.
By the way,
yeah.
I'm talking to my friend who lives down in Eatonton, and he's trying to convince me to eat cauliflower. I hate cauliflower. He goes, all you got to do is you got to put some mustard on it and put some stuff on top of it and microwave it, and it tastes just like potatoes. And I said, no. I said, wait a minute. Were you drunk? He goes, yeah. I can't do that anymore. Since I'm sober now, I taste everything.
Yeah.
So he's drunk. He can mix everything together and think, oh, this is great.
Well, there's some things you just can't. I mean, there are things I cannot eat. I will not eat lima beans. There's a lot of things I just won't even.
Butter beans?
Hate butter beans. Hate butter. If you give me refried beans and Mexican food and like fried rice, I will eat all of it. One of my wives. Was a pro at making split pea soup, and it would like sit there and burble for like 2 days, and put big chunks of sausage and stuff in there, and that soup was almost thick as paste, and it was delicious with the Italian sausage and that thick split pea. Oh God! But you give me a bowl of peas, I'd rather pull my eyes out than eat a bowl of peas.
English peas?
Hate pea. I don't hate peas of any kind. But I love thick split pea soup with meat in it.
Flounder, have you ever given, what's the name of the cat?
Lucas,
a corn on the cob?
No, I hear that or a cucumber will scare him.
To play
No,
with?
cats love corn on the cob. He'll sit there
cooked
and he'll
one,
make
you mean, or
noises
raw?
while he eats it.
Will he eat it?
It's funny. Oh, hell yeah. Cats love corn on the cob, and it's funny to watch him eat it.
Cooked corn or raw? Or would it make any difference?
I don't know.
I mean,
Is it bad for him, like health-wise?
Why would it be? It's veggies.
Starch. So it probably wouldn't digest much
Yeah,
of it.
you go on YouTube and watch cats eating corn on the cob.
Oh,
it's hysterical.
Yesterday on my phone, I got a video of there's some park someplace, and in this outdoor and in this park they have a little platform. It reminds me of the movie Big, where they're playing the foot piano, where they're dancing on the piano. They put a platform on the ground, and it's like 5 or 6 little square plates, and when you touch them, they make a musical note.
Oh.
And the video was of a dog jumping on the plates to make noise, but it wasn't walking. He was literally jumping like a coyote on a mouse. It was up in the air, bing, 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 up in the air, bing, bing, bing. It was the damnedest funniest thing. I watched it and watched it and watched. That dog was having more fun. He'd get off and he'd look and he'd jump up at about 2 feet in the air, bing, bong. It's the damnedest thing I ever saw. I don't know where it was or what.
I know there's a place in Europe, but there's also a place out west where they've configured the road if you drive on the road, on the what you call it, the rim of the road or whatever,
Yeah.
the bumps will play,
Play
a
a song?
song.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, the warning bumps to tell you you're on the side. I'll be damned. That's pretty cool. Oh, mercy. Well, this show's going a bunch of weird
Wow,
places.
yeah.
Oh, one thing I'll bet you'll get, maybe you were probably watching, but over the weekend, at Harbor Town, there was the Heritage Golf Classic,
watch
famous
it,
tournament.
check
Okay. At one point, I think it was Jordan Spieth or somebody, but it doesn't matter if you're not a golfer. He was in a bad situation. He had trees in front of him and an alley and a pond, and so finally they had there's microphones everywhere on pro golf courses now to pick up the conversations. And my biggest complaint was when the announcers are talking over the caddy and okay, so at this one point on Saturday, they had the live mic on, and you could hear the caddy and the golfer talking about. I mean, it was on and on and on and on. I said, "Well, it'll get up here and it would spin and angles and blah da da da." And when they got done, Trevor Immelman, who's that freaking
Trevor Immelman.
Trevor Immelman, was saying, "That's the most fascinating conversation I've ever heard." I said, "No kidding, you freaking idiot! That's the point. We don't want you to be talking. We want." I couldn't believe it. And then almost every time for the rest of the weekend, he was talking over the cat. I thought, "Oh my God!" He said, "That's the most fascinating conversation I've ever heard on the golf course." I said, "Well, why don't you let's hear a few more of them?"
You know who he wasn't talking over?
Jesus.
Rory McIlroy. who decided to blow it off because he decided to blow off the Masters every year too. That cost him $3 million.
Now
They get because of the Live Tour, which all
Yeah.
they do is bitch and moan about the Live Tour.
This is the new
because of the competition.
Saudi Arabian tour.
The PGA suddenly found a lot more money for the boys.
Yeah.
And part of it is a $12 million bonus thing that a player will get.
Yeah.
If he shows up for a certain amount of.
Right.
Events.
You have to commit to, I think,
Right.
16 tournaments or
So
12
Roy
or
blew
whatever.
off the Harbor Town, which is it's a quick little drive up to Hilton Head
Yeah.
from Augusta.
From the
It's no big
Masters, it's
deal.
nothing, yeah.
Yeah. And he decided to blow it. I can understand if you win the Masters, you blow it off, but Roy was out
But
on Saturday.
The winner actually went and played the next
Did he?
week. Yeah.
Ron?
Ron.
Well,
yeah.
anyway, he didn't win, though, did he?
No, I mean
Okay.
he won't play. You won't play well. I almost guaranteed you
Right,
won't
you're
win
drunk.
2 in a row after the
You're
Masters.
still drunk.
Yeah.
Everyone's buying you drinks and everything.
Yeah.
But $3 million. He just said, I don't need $3 million. Just blew it off.
Well,
How arrogant is that?
well. On the other hand,
To sign this thing saying I'm going to show up for these events and then
Well,
and not make the cut at the Masters, so you have no excuse.
Yeah, it's one thing if you sign a contract saying you're going to do it. That's one thing.
That's-
It's another thing if how much is he worth? I mean, $3
Well,
million
if-
probably isn't much to
if
him.
you're
it's
an,
not
if,
enough,
if
but
you-
still.
if you're an independent contractor, you have the right to go where you want. You either get paid or you don't. If you win or you don't,
But he
whatever.
said
But
he
if
would
you
do
make
it.
a deal, if
Yeah,
you make
so
a
if you make a
contract, then
contract.
you live up to the contract. It's like student loans, college loans. Whoever thought you could say, screw it,
But Rory is the biggest complainer about
Yeah.
the Live Tour. But if it wasn't for the tour, he would have had that $12 million.
Yeah, I know. It's wrong. But again, these are people that are out of my
Country club.
Yeah, I mean, they're the best. I don't know. The best of what they do. There's only like 80 guys in the whole world who can do that. So
What?
What they do.
Miss the cut at the Masters? And
Yeah.
then not show up for the next tournament? I can do that.
From the back tees.
I guarantee you right now, I could show up next year and miss the cut at the Masters and then not show up at Harbor Town.
At the best golf I ever played when I was a scratch or a 1 for a couple of years. Even at that point, you put me under the best I ever played on Sunday at the Masters, I wouldn't break 100. I mean, I'm telling you, you have no. I'd 7-putt every freaking green. You have no idea.
Who was it last week? I don't, you remember what? They were interviewing, Scott Van Pelt was interviewing Larry Fitzgerald or something in the Masters. And he kept saying, have you played here? Yes, I played last year on Monday. I played some other time. And he goes, well, what'd you do? And they're all hesitant to say what they did.
Yeah.
And I forget if it was him or was it Josh Allen who said, okay, well, I'm kind of embarrassed to say I shot an 83. And Van Pelt went, what? Are you kidding me? I would kill to shoot at
The
the
Masters?
at Augusta?
Yeah, at that golf course? Yeah, please. You're killing me. Anyway, sorry, I'm meaning to get off on the whole thing. And by the way, I do have a couple of sports things to talk with you about after you're going to do Holy Crap at Sports later on today, with goodness. Okay, let's see. Oh, we got so much here. I got the Venmo. I got a thing with the mail. Okay. We've talked at length, and well, not at length. We've mentioned this a couple of times, and it's getting scarier and scarier. Over the weekend, I noticed an awful lot of discussions and commentaries on artificial intelligence. And more people are getting more and more scared. I heard this morning on the way here, I heard him talking about, was Elon Musk or somebody was saying that they now believe that the science research believes now that this artificial intelligence is doing something like doubling every 2 days to get doubling itself for its capabilities or something, and they don't know what they're doing.
Language thing?
Huh?
Are you going to talk about the language thing, what he did?
Well, no, I'm going to talk about the kidnapping.
Okay,
you go
before
first.
you do that. And I think it was a 60 Minutes or something, they were talking, somehow I got hold of a sentence in Bangladeshi. Somehow somebody fed them a sentence. And the damn thing, without being told to, learned the entire language from that one sentence. And went and investigated, and learned the entire language without being prompted to do so.
Uh-huh. And it was well, we talked about Joe Rogan's podcast. He did a podcast. It was fake. It was all fake.
And there's a man in Belgium who had a conversation with ChatGPT and then blew his head off. Didn't kill himself.
Yeah. In Arizona.
That's how they'll get us. They'll talk us into killing ourselves.
In Arizona.
Come on, Pete, just do it.
Jennifer DiStefano is a mother who got a phone call describing an incident from an unknown number. Her daughter was away on a ski trip at the time. And so the mother got a phone call from an unknown number, answered it because she was nervous about her daughter. She says, quote, I pick up my phone and I hear my daughter's voice and it says, Mom, and she's sobbing. I said, what happened? She said, Mom, I messed up, and she's sobbing and she's crying. Then this man gets on the phone and says, listen here, I've got your daughter. This is how it's going to go down. You call the police, you call anybody, I'm going to pop her so full of drugs, I'm going to have my way with her, and I'm going to drop her off in Mexico. At that moment, the mom says, I just started shaking. In the background, she's going, help me, Mom, please help me. And she's bawling and screaming and crying. The mom happened to be at her other daughter's dance studio at the time, where fellow mothers assisted her by calling 911 while she was on the phone, as well as her husband. They were able to confirm that her daughter, in fact, was safe and sound. And she says it was her voice. It was her inflection. It was the way she cried. I never doubted for 1 second it was her. That's the freaky part that really got me to my core. This is called spoofing, where fraudsters claim they have kidnapped loved ones to receive ransom money using voice cloning technology. One woman named Chelsea Gates garnered 2.5 million views on TikTok, recounting her own experience in December. AI only needs a small amount of a sample. There are now ways in which you can do this with 3 seconds of your voice. 3 seconds. And with that 3 seconds, it can come close to exactly how you sound.
So the thing, I mean, again, praying this doesn't happen to anybody I know, but if you were to get a call, the first thing you need to do is call the person they're claiming that has been kidnapped.
Yeah, but again,
you don't know that when someone.
It could be at the store. I mean, a guy in the bathroom.
I'm saying now that you know that there's AI is doing this.
But again, just the fact that it's a real thing.
They could have your voice call the cops up, threatening to blow a school up or something, and have the cops SWAT team come find you.
Yeah.
So
that's the next step into what they did to Marjorie Taylor Greene, where they would SWAT her, where they would call the cops and say, I'm going to kill myself.
It's your voice calling in from your number.
Now they can use your voice to fake.
Threatening things.
Yeah, or your family,
But it's not out of hand. And the guy on 60 Minutes even was asking him, like, well, you don't know how it works. Because we don't know how it works, but we don't know how the human brain really works either. And they laugh about it.
Please.
He goes, but if you don't know how it works, maybe we should slow down about this.
Yeah.
And, of course, that's what Elon's been saying.
Well, they're saying give us 6
you know what
months
Elon's
anyway,
doing?
at least.
He just started his own company in it. Said, look, he's got to get ahead of it. You know, so maybe he'll invent one to fight the ones that are going to be coming for us.
Thank God. I mean, because the man still, I mean, I guess he has Asperger's and all kinds of rather bizarre personality traits and so forth, but he sure seems
I
to
got
have
no
a
problem
common
with
sense about him. I don't have a problem with that at all. I think he sure seems to be on the right track of doing the right thing for all of us,
He
not
put
just
that
the left.
BBC reporter in his place. Did
Oh
you
man,
see
that was hysterical!
Oh my God!
And the problem is that you couldn't understand what the man was saying. But it's and you said, "Well, you're giving no examples. You have nothing. You're not being true at all. Everything you said is wrong." And I go, "Well, but in many ways, there's a possibility that I think
We
we
do
don't
what
say."
most reporters do, and no one
Jesus,
ever
it's
calls them on it.
unbelievable.
They make up shit, or they say something that's fact, and everybody knows this, and it's incontrovertible, and everyone completely agrees on this. And
Yeah.
finally, someone says, "No,
it's
they
not.
don't. That's not.
Yeah.
That's not true."
Elon Musk, and he sat right there, and it was almost embarrassing because he said, "No, you're telling lies. That's not true. Everything you've said is not true, and it's wrong." And I'm like, "Oh my God!"
He could not give one example.
And then he
Yeah,
started giving
yeah, give me
examples
one
that he got
example.
it from somewhere else. It was a fact checker. He goes, "You want to know about those fact checkers? Here's who pays them."
Yeah. It was unbelievable. And again, but I don't. Again, if you and I hadn't talked about it, and it wasn't on Fox, nobody'd ever even
on
hear
social
about it.
media.
Yeah,
That was it.
right. Unbelievable. Oh, mercy.
By the way, I have a rabbit hole to fall into.
Okay.
I'm following the guy on YouTube. It's called WF. Why something or something. It's basically it's a guy with a little pet goldfish that talks to him.
Yeah.
And he goes and finds the most interesting stories, the weird stuff, and then he breaks it down and talks about it.
This
and
is
it's
wh-
fascinating. It's on YouTube. It's a channel. It's called WF. And
This is a video?
and basically, he sits there in front of a microphone and he tells you, and he puts up videos and stuff like that. And the goldfish there is for humor. And he said, like today, he talked about Edgar Casey, and he talks about the moon being hollow. And he made an incredible case that the moon is hollow. And it was like, you got to be kidding me. Do you know that we've slammed things into it and it rings like a bell? Well, the only reason
Into
they
the
would do
moon?
that is if it's got huge cavernous spaces inside.
Well, you would think they would know. Isn't there some way to figure that out?
Yes, slamming things into it, which we've done.
Well, why don't we just drill down into the
Well,
through
we're
the-
not there. Why didn't we ever
Take-
go
do a
back?
laser.
We're just now going back.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the press conference? You must have, but no one thought about it. When the Apollo 11 guys came back, the three of them.
Yeah.
Guys, we should know them. Michael Collins, Neil Armstrong, and Buzz Collins.
Buzz
Aldrin. Buzz Aldrin. Okay, sorry. When they come to that introductory press conference, the first one, they sit there. They didn't look like they were happy to be back. They didn't look like they were happy to have done what they did. They sat there. They looked sad. They looked depressed. One of them had his head in his hand like this, like they saw shit. And Neil Armstrong just sitting there going, shaking his head, going, "It's a new age. Everything's going to change." And you're like, holy cow.
Well, the whole thing, yeah. I mean,
What did they see up there?
Well, I don't know that I really. Well, I don't. Like moon people or something. Tell me if you say anything, I'll kill your family. Or I want him dead. I want his family dead. I want his house burned to the ground.
You know that there are from all parts of the world, there are old myths that say in the time before the moon was in the sky,
Yeah.
that the moon wasn't always there.
Well-
and there may have been people here when it wasn't there.
No, I don't. I
And
don't
the
know
aliens
anything.
put it there.
You know, the longer I live, the more I don't know anything. I mean, Jesus, how am I supposed to figure this out?
Did you find him, Flounder? Did you look for him on YouTube? It's called WF. See if we can get the real name here. But
I didn't know anything about
WF
that
show.
one.
Why something or if you can find it here and help the guy out because it's a fascinating show.
All right, well,
WF show.
WF show. I think that's it. Yeah. And he talks about all. It's like Joe Rogan. He talks about a lot of really interesting stuff, and you find yourself not being able to turn it off. There it is. I think the maybe the third one.
third
No,
one.
that's not it. I'm sorry.
Well,
that's
we'll
not
look
it.
for
Yeah.
it. While we do that, we'll be talking later about a sneaky nighttime treat. Also, say what, Kimmer? And the bolt from the sky. Pete Davis special is coming up. But first, our friends at Wise RV Glass. Oh, what a great company idea this was. In fact, back a couple of years ago during the pandemic, they really got a magnificent blast on everything because Wise RV Glass will take care of any and all glass issues on your RV, motor coach, camper, vehicle like that. including those very hard to find one-piece flat front windshields on RVs and so forth. Might even be something like a rear view mirror, a side mirror, windows, cracks, spider webs, dings, and stuff like that. And don't worry about it. No job is too small or too big, of course. Fogged up double pane windows, another great thing they'll take care of for you. No job too big or too small. And to save time and money, Wise RV Glass comes to you. It's an entirely mobile service. They put it in your own window frame to save you time and money. And it's no vehicle too big or too small. You can have a whole fleet of buses that got damaged or something. They'll take care of it all. All mobile service. All of North Georgia, all of Metro Atlanta. Wise, W-I-S-E, Wise RV Glass. Here's the phone number. Area 470-345-6521. Say hi to Dad Carl, who retired. Son Russell, the family's got the business going. Wise RV Glass. On the web, it's wiservglass.com, which is easy to remember. Wise RV Glass. Yeah.
What's it called?
It's the Y-Files.
The Y-Files.
Y-Files.
I'm telling you, it's a
WF.
rabbit hole that you'll.
I'm going to have to check this out this evening.
And this is YouTube?
Yeah.
Is it a guy like a professor type guy, you
He's
mean,
a
or
former,
a young kid?
he's a
or-
former radio guy.
Really?
Like Art Bell. He's a big Art Bell fan.
I'll be
He's
damned.
kind of doing that. What
In
Ian
Pahrump,
Punnett does and
Nevada?
stuff like that. Yeah.
From his trailer in Pahrump, Nevada, wasn't it? The
And who's the guy who took over for him?
I hear him every morning when I'm up.
Punnett. Who's the other guy?
Well, Flounder Town. I'm up every morning before 6, and so I turn on the 106.3 every
is that
morning, but I have it
George?
on at like 5 of, and I'm hearing this guy talk about the damnedest things. Whoa! And I took over from Art Bell, and I don't know what his name is, but I hear about 7 or 8 minutes of it before I hear
George
the
Norrie.
Yeah, George Norrie.
radio.
It's very. I mean, it's because
He's been around forever.
yeah, because a lot of times when I get in there in the morning, he's still doing his interviews,
Yeah.
and some of them are really out there. But you're just like, holy shit!
Well, it's, wouldn't you? I would like, in fact, they got anything over there at all for us? I could do midnight to 5. I could play oldies music and talk about the old days. I swear to God, they got nothing for the Kimberly over there at all. Nothing. Weekend, like an hour.
I heard one. I'm going to say what station. Late last night, I was sitting there and nothing on TV, so I said Ziggy. I changed the name from Alexa to Ziggy, and basically play the station. And if some guy I never heard before, and he spent like 20 minutes talking about, kind of like this show, talking about he couldn't get the tilde on Acuna. And says you got to you got to press this, Alt, Shift, 1, 2, 14, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sitting there, what the blank is he talking about? And then I realized the poor bastard was using Microsoft Word. And he had to go through 4 or 5 steps just to put a tilde on top of the N in Acuna. On an Apple, you hold the N for a second. It gives you a little thing. Hit 1 or 2. You hit 1, and there's the tilde, and you keep going.
Well, I wouldn't know either way. I didn't even know.
But he spent 20 minutes talking about this.
You were the one listening to him.
And I listened because you know why?
Idiot.
I wanted him to say his name so I could look him
Never
up
listen to
and
him
write
again.
him and say, get you an Apple computer and quit messing with this crap.
Oh, mercy. I love it. All right. Some other things in the news today. More about the freaking Budweiser business. Did you get the Budweiser ad? Yes. By the way, there's a new. Yeah. I didn't hear you. Is it yes? Okay. There's a new Budweiser ad now. And by the way, this has to be some kind of a record. They've come out with a brand new, all of a sudden, we love America again, Budweiser ad in 2 days. I mean, somebody, and again, I'm telling you, the CEO, big time Charlie guys in charge of Budweiser were going, oh crap, we really screwed up, man.
The people who are getting screwed are the distributors, the independent salespeople who go into the stores and stuff like
you
that.
guys go in the store and look. I looked. The Bud Light is just untouched.
Yeah.
And the rest of the stuff. But I heard a very interesting thing. You know that what they haven't done? Haven't apologized.
No, absolutely
And they
not.
won't.
They're afraid to.
That's
There's no
one guy
way they're
says
going to apologize.
They're more afraid of the left
being
violent against their products, attacking their drivers and their trucks, than they are us.
That's right.
And the only weapon we have, don't buy their shit.
It's our money. That's right. We're not pulling it out of our pocket. And it's all over the place. Well, here it's a new pro-America ad and they've got the Clydesdales all over the place. Was released on social media. And the Clydesdales, I'll just give you can't, we're going to play it for you, but you can't see the video. The video shows the famous Clydesdale horses traveling the country from New York City after 9/11 to the Grand Canyon. Scenes of American heartland as the narrator delivers a patriotic message. They pass the famous landmarks in skyline of New York, the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, small towns, farmland, two people raising an American flag as one places her hand over her heart. And here is the audio.
Why, of course.
Well, soon it'll be. We don't have it now. It's not
Here,
not ready
is the
now.
audio.
Now we've got it.
Soon it'll be here.
Let me tell you a story about a
Almost
beer
any minute.
rooted in the heart of America, found in a community where a handshake is a sure contract. Brewed for those who found opportunity in challenge and hope in tomorrow. Raised by generations, willing to sip, share, risk, remember. This is a story bigger than beer. This is the story of the American spirit.
This is so offensive to me. This is so insulting and offensive. And by the way, they say Budweiser's not an American company.
No, it's Belgian, which doesn't exist even.
I was so pissed off this weekend because I went and got a Stella, and I was like, damn it, they make...
Yeah.
Stella
Now
D'Oro.
that-
You've
and
got to
I-
Google it because they make a
Stella
shitload of
Artois.
beer.
Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they make Spaten. That's a good one.
Spaten.
Spaten.
Fatten. Whatever.
And then, but again, like I said, the Atlantic Classic City Lager is really good.
What, did you see Babylon B? It had a bunch of cows standing in the
Yeah,
pasture. And that
pretending to
Budweiser
be-
had put Clydesdale faces on the
Yeah,
cows.
pretending to be horses. Pretty funny.
But they haven't apologized, and they won't because they're more afraid of them than
That's
us.
right. In fact, it kind of, I can explain a little bit of it. Remember, we played the soundbite of that chick who was a marketing director for Anheuser-Busch who made this whole decision because it was getting too fratty, fraternity brother kind of deal. Flounder, if you would get the next the interview, we have the Kimmer's Hidden Secret microphone actually recorded the hidden interview that this woman did with a job interview where she came in to try to get a job when she was 18, 19 years old. And this is the kind of attitude. This is exactly why she changed the Budweiser commercial, because see if you can figure out her attitude toward work and wokeness when she was going in for one of her first job interviews. Here's his actual interview. No, that'd be the interview. I sent you the message. I resent it to you twice now. I sent I sent you the message app, or the message app.
Oh,
That's it. There. And now here's the actual Kimmer's Hidden Secret microphone interview of the marketing.
All our
woman
Muslim leaders are down on their knees
for
right
Budweiser,
now
ready to just get to
to
the
pray.
There's
a call to prayer.
for it now. And here we are.
8 like in the morning 8?
Yes, in the morning.
Yeah. That kind of doesn't work for me. Who gets up at 8?
I do.
I Skype with my French boyfriend in Paris until like 3 in the morning. I don't even get to Starbucks until like 10, where I order my grande chai tea latte, 3 pump skim milk, white water, 2% foam, extra hot but not too hot. So if it's okay, I work best in the morning at 10:45.
Wow. Amy, I don't think we're going to be a good fit.
Why are you so negative? I can sense your hostilities, and right now I am not feeling very safe. I've been here for over 5 minutes, and the only nice thing you have said to me was nice resume, which I typed all night for this meeting with you. You've given me no guidance, no validation, no encouragement, no supervision. Is there an HR director somewhere?
HR director?
Yes, I need to speak to someone. I may have to take off today as a mental health day.
Take the day off. Amy, look at me. You don't work here.
Are you firing me?
Okay, yes.
And out she goes.
Said
Wow.
Perfect.
I mean, that's perfect. There you are. That's actually real.
No, it's
Oh, but well, there's a whole generation who, honestly, People who get out of college think they should start at $90,000, $100,000 a year with a free car and 8 weeks of vacation and a summer house. I mean, it's like, jeez. and these days, have you seen just the latest couple of things? I saw the video this morning. Excuse me. In Los Angeles, a gas station convenience store got swarmed by about 50 young black people wearing hoodies and masks and so forth, crashed in through the window. The clerk in this convenience store gas station ran to the back to hide in the men's room, and this swarm of gangbangers broke through the glass and stole everything. The beer, the Cokes, the food, the snacks, if there was in the store, they took it. And they just disappeared. Now, in Chicago, 3 nights in a row, there have been teenage mob activities 3 nights in a row. And the mayor and Chicago just elected a new mayor who is left of Lori light in the head.
They deserve what they get.
And even to top it off, not only, well, 2 things. He won the election easily. This is a defund the police candidate. Yeah. And he won easily, and he got most of the highest percentage of votes in all the wards or the precincts, alderman wards, that were the highest crime rates. And he won all of them. What are they thinking? And now, after all that, okay, that's the background. He comes out yesterday after the 3rd night of violence, where they just looting, turning over cars, breaking things. I mean, just, we're driving everywhere and stuff, just completely taken over. Total teenage chaos in Chicago. So the mayor, Brandon Johnson, mayor-elect, says, let's not vilify our youth people over this chaotic teen takeover of the Loop over the weekend. Hundreds of people descending on the downtown area 2 or 3 nights in a row. Here's what the new mayor, the lefty anti-cop mayor, says, quote, in no way do I condone the destructive activity we saw in the Loop and the lakefront this weekend. It is unacceptable and has no place in our city. However, it is not constructive to demonize youth who have otherwise been starved of opportunities in their own communities. Oh my, I want to hit him in the face. Don't demonize youth who are deprived of opportunities in their own community. What the hell does that mean?
Whose community? Who's running the community?
Yeah,
the Democrats.
Who put stuff in the communities?
They also they blamed Walmart
for pulling out.
For pulling out.
Good.
And more. He defeated the moderate Democrat. He said, our city must work together to create spaces for youth to gather safely and responsibly under adult guidance and supervision to ensure that every part of our city remains welcome for both residents and visitors. What a bunch of crap. Create spaces for youth to say, what is he talking about?
He wants to crash.
Midnight basketball.
Crashing the system is what they're doing. They're crashing. They're going to take down the 3rd largest city in America.
They got a whole bunch of juveniles arrested. The takeover, by the way, was advertised on social media. A 16-year-old male was charged with using a weapon. Others were stealing cars. I mean, this is just unbelievable. Chicago police crime, homicides, 25-year high.
They're all liberal and stupid Democrats.
It's just unbelievable.
Keep voting for the same thing over and over and over again.
The highest crime rate wards all voted for this guy. Fine, you do it. Sure. I lived in Chicago for a few years. When I left Atlanta, I went to a place so hard. A few years in Chicago in 1980, and Chicago had always been the best big city in America. It didn't have the New York massive filth and so much, all kind of stuff. Chicago was always known as the best big city in America, clean and busy and thriving. Not even close.
Not anymore.
It's
Democrats.
It started, and oh my God, because of the leadership. Anyway, I have no sense talking about that. Which was pretty freaking bad.
Those assholes are moving here.
Yeah, I know. And just don't bring your Chicago values down here, please.
But they have already, and Detroit values, and Philadelphia values, and New York values. That's why the crime's bad here.
I know. A terrible thing that happened in New Mexico. Speaking of police, and almost not every day, but almost every day, probably every day you can find a story about one of the most dangerous things a police officer can be called to attend to is a case of domestic violence. It sounds like, a guy beating his wife or whatever. It's not. It's almost never as simple as that. It's sometimes the most dangerous activity there is. It happened again. New Mexico police. Body cam footage shows the Farmington, New Mexico Police Department was called to a neighborhood at 11:30 p.m. Reports of domestic violence. Beating a wife, beating a husband, something happened. Officers showed up to the front door of the house. Video shows it. Front door of the house number illuminated under a light. The police knock 3 times, identify themselves as police officers. There's no response at the door. One of the cops asks dispatch to confirm the address. Tell the person who called 911 in there to come to the front door and open the door. Somebody called 911, the cops show up, nobody answered the door. He said, call that person back, tell them to come to the door. Dispatch states the address of a house across the street from the one where the cops were. Moments later, a homeowner who was armed opens the door, and the police shoot him as he drops to the ground. The officers back away. A woman screams inside the house. The homeowner's wife was armed. She fired shots when somebody shot her husband. They fired back. She was not shot. Then they got a frantic phone call at dispatch from the daughter of the guy they just killed saying, my God, there's gunshots in my house. My dad is dead. Help, somebody shot my husband. The wife's calling 911. Please, my kids are upstairs. Somebody shot my husband, pleading with the officers. The 3 cops who shot the guy at the wrong house are on administrative leave. And the police department says, we are so sorry about that. Jesus. I'm a pro-cop guy. But again, I don't know what's going. I don't have any sane thoughts about law enforcement in America today that make any sense to me.
Did dispatch send them to the wrong house? Then it's not the cop's fault.
It's not. We don't know whether they sent him to the wrong house at first, but there was a light showing the number, and then the dispatch gave him the number of the house across the street. So somebody either didn't double check the number before or after. Again, I don't know. So it's hard. I don't know who to. But again, it doesn't. The video didn't show that the when the homeowner at the wrong house and somebody's banging on his door and he comes to the door with a gun. It doesn't say as he pointed at the gun and tried to kill the cops, they shot him back. It says he showed up with a gun and they shot him.
This sounds like a New Mexico problem.
Yeah, but
not,
again,
not.
Oh, I'm not. Yeah,
I'm
not. This is not a police thing, but I'm just saying. It's just. How can you be a cop today? You can't. You can't win. You can't do anything right. Mm. And 99.99% of the hundreds of thousands of cops on duty right now and all 24 hours a day are doing a great job all the time. Nothing like this ever. This is one incident happened for 3 minutes out of the entire 24 hours of hundreds of thousands of cops on duty who did not have a problem. So let's not oversimplify.
Okay. You said duty twice.
I said duty. I'm so sorry. I'm not good. I'm just not good. I thought this was a rather bizarre story. Talk about stupid. Oh, my God.
Stupid?
A Tennessee Air National Guardsman named Josiah Ernesto Garcia, 21 years old, has been arrested because he was looking for a part-time job. The arrest charges him with the use of interstate facilities in the commission of murder for hire for using a fake hitman website, rentahitman.com, to try to find a part-time job as a hitman. He said he found the website in February when he was in need of money to support his family and began searching online for contract mercenary jobs. he filed an unemployment inquiry form indicating he was interested in obtaining employment as a hitman.
Is his name Barry?
That's on again, They just started. The TV show Barry, HBO. Or Showtime, one of the two. He followed up on his initial request and actually submitted other identification documents. This is on hireahitman.com. He showed ID documents, a headshot picture, and a resume to prove he was an expert marksman, had been employed in the Air National Guard for a couple of years. His resume indicated he had the nickname Reaper, which he earned from military experience and marksmanship, that he was an expert shot, awarded for not missing a single bullseye on all of the targets, and for shooting expert with at least 2 weapons. Quote, I'm looking for a job that pays well, related to my military experience, shooting and killing the marked target, so I can support my kid on the way. In a follow-up email, he said, what can I say? I enjoyed doing what I do, so if I can find a job that's similar to it, hell, such as this one, put me in, coach. Well, an undercover FBI agent then started talking to him.
This is a clue.
This is a clue. Does your dog bite? So he hired him to kill somebody for $5,000, met the undercover agent in a park in Henderson, Tennessee, got a target packet about the fictional person, a down payment of $2,500, agreed to the murder arrangement, and then asked the FBI agent if he wanted me to take a photograph of the dead guy to prove it. Well, they arrested him, searched his house. He has an AI. So now, for the record, RentAHitman.com was created in 2005 by 4 friends trying to create a cybersecurity startup company. Well, it failed entirely. It was nothing to it over many, many years. And then they started getting inquiries about murder-for-hire services. So the administrator said, well, let's make this a parody website, and we'll put on fake testimonials from people who are so thrilled with the services of hiring their hitman. And so this guy went on it for real. And the FBI said, no, this can't be good.
Now, here's my concern. You're the person, the HR person that's in charge of interviewing these hitmen. You got to be really careful when you ask them for a headshot.
Boom, wham. I mean, it's unbelievable. I just got the biggest kick out of this stupid...
Hitman.com, brought to you by FarmhousePrintingCo.com, right here in Sonoya, Georgia. Farmhouse Printing does all the Kimmer Show needs. Oh, Shannon Burke and Holy Crap in Sports, everything you need, anything with a blanket that has a cat on it, they can print up for you because they're FarmhousePrintingCo.com.
Yes, they are.
No promotional, they got no minimum order, no setup fees. They got laser engraving. They're local. They're great. Eric and the gang, they do whatever you want. There's a doggy there you can go pet. It's wonderful.
Yep.
FarmhousePrintingCo.com.
They did the beautiful Lucas Podcat blanket. They did the golf towel for my son-in-law. They did T-shirts for my kids. I mean, they just do the best.
They're the best.
One other kind of a crime thing. Tell me what you think about this. And I guess I had forgotten that it was not as unusual as I think it is. Not unusual. In Florida, lawmakers in Florida have now approved a bill, and the governor's going to sign it, Ron DeSantis. Yes, sir. Florida lawmakers have approved a bill which would lower the threshold for giving someone the death penalty. It would make Florida one of the few states to allow the death penalty without a unanimous jury recommendation. In Florida, if you can get 8 out of 12 jurors to say kill him, you're dead.
They also want to change it to if you're caught raping a child, something they can kill you, which is I'm all for.
Well, the only problem is then if you're a rapist, then you know that if they catch you, if there's any witnesses that you're going to get the death penalty, then you got to kill the kid.
Don't they usually do it anyway?
No, I don't. I mean, well, if a rapist is going to get the death penalty, then chances are he's not going to leave the witness alive so she can testify against him, pick him out in a lineup. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying. I mean,
that's you always looking out for the victim.
Well, no, I mean, I think the husband or the father or the brother or somebody of the family ought to be able to kill him. And I've already offered to do that more than once. So, and I totally agree with that. I think revenge justice killing would be fine. And
televise it.
Well, I mean,
thinking of ratings.
Even have a little,
maybe that's what we can do here.
No, what we do is we'll have a.
I don't think that's in
we'll
my
have
lease contract.
No, we'll have the whole thing undercover, and the rapist won't know it, but the audience will be clued in. Ladies and gentlemen, now as we can see, the father of the rape victim is now circling the neighborhood, and do a whole like hidden, where they track him down and watch him being tracked down and kill him and stuff.
We can get white wigs
Oh,
like
how
that guy from NBC.
Oh man, I'm Keith Morrison. Did the little boy kill his mother or just realize it might have been someone else? I'm Keith Morrison.
You know who I miss? I miss the knowing nod of Stone Phillips.
Stoned Phillips.
He'd say something, he'd do the
Stoned Phillips, yeah. And who was the guy who was showed up in your kitchen when you wanted to have sex with a 14-year-old girl? Who was that
it
used
never happened to me. I don't know.
That was such the greatest series in the world. I used to
nod.
love that show.
I thought it was Keith Morrison. It was somebody else.
No, it was.
That's who I was thinking of.
It wasn't Keith, but it was the other guy I like.
I love when they'd run out the front door and then the
and the
SWAT
cops
team
are
would
right
show
there. Here you go. Come on.
and you can see on their face, do I sit here and take this or do I flee? Do
Yeah.
I take this or do I flee?
Well, they don't realize there's no fleeing. You're
I
caught, But when the guy said, what the hell was his name? I hate this.
Nobody famous.
Fred. Oh, it's on my freaking. I can see his face and everything.
Chris Hansen.
Chris Hansen.
Hansen.
And thank you,
Tracy.
Tracy. And the guy showing up with a paper bag full of condoms and candy bars and cigarettes. Oh my God!
Candy, cigarette, candy, cigarette.
Hi, my name's Chris Hansen with NBC News. Oh God!
Guys walking out, and you're like, holy!
But what a great show! I mean, I couldn't stop.
Didn't they get sued because they lured somebody who wasn't a predator or something?
I don't. Well, I
Because
don't.
okay, there's somebody. What if they get you mixed up with another guy with the same name, and they lure you there?
Well,
on
that
some
would be
false
bad.
pretense, and you're like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. I remember on the show 30 Rock when what's her name, the star girl,
Tina Fey.
Tina Fey's boyfriend was showed up on to trap a predator or whatever, to catch a predator.
Dennis?
She was in the newsroom and she on TV. That's her boyfriend, the beeper salesman, Beeper King
Dennis.
of New York, Dennis. Yeah, who's now the bad guy
the
for
Mayhem.
the insurance company, Mayhem
Mayhem,
guy. He's made his whole. He's probably making more money on this than he'll ever make for anything. No, entire life put together.
You know, he's missing parts of his fingers too. You never really see it.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, he's something
What
happened that he missed. Or he did.
Sand-
He's either not
sander or
born
something?
with them or something happened. Yeah.
I'll be damned. Anyway, that's pretty cool.
The guy from the Allstate commercials?
Yeah.
He was on. He's also on Law and Order. He was a cop in the SVU
Yeah, he's
department.
done a lot of stuff.
Oh, he's been a lot of places. Anyway, Florida. I don't think that's a good thing. 8 out of 12 to capital punishment.
No, it's already
There's
hard
too many
enough to kill him,
chances.
and it drags out for 30 years. It's already.
I don't know. And speaking of new laws, and the sound you played earlier, Flounder, we're ready for that now in a moment here, sir. How would you feel about this? And again, we have to be careful not to be, race or whatever. Minneapolis has now allowed the broadcasts of the Muslim call to prayer at all hours in Minneapolis, the first major U.S. city to allow the announcement of the Adhan heard over loudspeakers 5 times a day, all year round. 5 times, like 2 in the morning or whatever. Here is what they're going to be hearing in Minneapolis at least 5 times a day.
They don't let you ring church bells like that
That's right.
and broadcast them.
All over the city.
Oh my God, they're insane. No religion should have that power. Church bells you can only hear for a certain area.
And by the way, how is the city council voting on religious themes
Because they're Muslim.
in any way?
They're Muslim.
But if the city council had decided to take up somebody's proposal, a councilman in Minneapolis wanted to have Christmas music played 5 times a day, or religious or Christian hymns, Christian hymns, 5 times a day. Stand up for 5
Because
times.
they're not afraid of us, Kimmer.
That's right. And they know they can beat us. Another thing, God, you'd be so happy to news. Pete
What?
Flounder. And I'll be honest. Be honest. When is the last time, honestly, that you recognized Atlanta's black firemen and policemen?
Well, every time I see one, I said, there's a black fireman or policeman.
You dirty liar. You dirty stinking liar. You're
I
trying
recognize they're black
to
every time I
rise
see 'em.
onto the racism of the white supremacists. Big front page. This is our Al Jazeera Constitution, ladies and
I can't
gentlemen.
see it, you're shaking.
I'm shaking it too much. I'm so excited about this. Finally,
Recognize
finally, Atlanta's first black cops and firefighters recognized at last. I swear to God, I was saying,
minute.
Jesus, it's been weeks since I recognized any
They're
fireman, black fireman or cop.
now,
And
wait a
what
second.
kind of white supremacist am I to not even
Kimmer.
recognize Atlanta's first
This
black
is the
firemen and
ones
cops?
from the 40s.
That's what I'm saying. We have not done justice to these people
Well, they probably were
since the
overlooked.
1840s.
They faced
We're wrong.
discrimination, segregation.
Well,
they never
they're-
wavered.
It's the whole story. We are black for not knowing the whole story of how our lack of recognition for Atlanta's black firemen and policemen.
I think you're being awful.
Well, I'm
white
just
about
trying to
this.
be social. I'm just trying to be a little more social.
Bring us all together, huh?
We're trying to bring us a little closer together.
Don't know
God.
if I agree 100% with your police work
And
there,
again,
Lou.
the Monday morning paper. I go out. It's at 5:30 this morning. I'm out there getting the morning paper, and it's like the church bulletin. It's like 4 pages. I mean, it's a disgrace. Atlanta, Georgia used to have 2 major newspapers.
3.
And and then the Gwinnett Daily News was a major, anyway. Okay, quick sports things.
You know what the funny thing is, Kimberly? You were talking about this last week about how you enjoyed your cup of coffee in the morning.
I get the paper, read the paper, turn on the news.
The
and
thing
get my
now
cup of
is it's
coffee.
not the news. It's a morning cup of coffee, and you go onto Twitter.
Right.
Or you go onto the social media site that you get your best news.
That's why I hated television news so much. And what's wrong with the media is because it used to be the morning meetings would be producers and assignment editors and directors like that would all sit down and say, okay, what's going on? What's in the news? And they would have all their sources and all the wire service and all things to see what's going on in the world. Nowadays, they say what's on YouTube, what's on TikTok, and what's going on with
What's
the
trending
on
on Twitter.
the trending on Twitter, and there's your newscasts.
Well, remember the newsroom back at GST? What would they do?
Yeah.
And you know who would do it?
Yeah.
Open up a newspaper,
Yeah.
and whatever the fucking newspaper, and it
I
used
know.
to piss me off so much. Whatever the newspaper was
Yeah.
doing is what they'd be doing.
Yeah, but again, at least that was basic news. I mean, back then it was
know
all.
about that.
Well, back then at least they had the wire services reports of all the stuff from all the Reuters and UPI and AP and everything else. Nowadays, it's all feature stories, and it's like 4 pages long, and it's all features. Anyway, sorry. All right, let me ask you a little sports thing. Holy Crap at Sports with Pete Davis, best sportscast podcast in America, coming up here in a little later on today as we speak. Now, fairly good sized story in the press making its rounds today about former Dodgers pitcher Trevor Bauer, won the Cy Young in 2020, and he is now starting to pitch in Japan. He's had 2 minor league Japan starts in Yokosuka for the Yokohama Bay Stars in the minor league.
Not
He
a minor
pitched
league, is it?
the Yokohama Bay Stars minor league team in nearby Yokosuka,
Wow.
Japan. Yeah,
Minor league?
minor league. It's a U.S. Navy 7th Fleet
That's
headquarters.
That's insulting.
Yeah,
That's if I was him, I'd say screw
well,
you.
no, let me read a little bit of the story. He allowed 4 hits, no runs, struck out a bunch of people. The park was overflowing. Live streaming was monster popular. He said, my stuff was good, the command was good, the health was good. I feel like I'm ready to compete, but I have to build my pitch count. He's not sure when he'll be ready to start for the big league clubs. He's not ready. He says he's not ready. So
Why-
that's not
Okay,
surprising.
he hasn't pitched in 3 years. How is he not
Oh,
ready?
Hold on a minute. Take it easy.
You've had 3 years to get ready.
Well, I'm so sorry. I'll call the bastard and explain to him that you're really not satisfied with his work ethic. No, he's been keeping in shape, but again, you're not game ready until you're in the game. So he hasn't been playing in games, but he's been keeping in shape. He said, I've stayed ready. I didn't feel like I've been away at all. The game came to me well. I didn't speed up on me. I commanded the ball. It really was an adjustment, just competitive baseball instead of throwing to hitters in the cage. Thank you. Now, Trevor Bauer is on a 1-year deal that will let him prove himself and return to the majors, where he was unable to find work this season even after an arbitration reduces. Again, he was suspended for violating the Major League domestic violence policy, even though he's into rough sex with girls who are into rough sex. And the one woman who somebody talked her into filing a lawsuit against him. He's never been charged with a crime, but he's been sued. A woman claims he beat her and sexually abused her in 2022. And he says, yeah, she was asking for it, literally. He's got the text where she says, I want you to knock me out. Yeah. I want you to hurt me and rough me up. And I love it when you do them. I want you to knock me the hell out. Oh, my God. So he did, as a gentleman would, the demands of your lady. And, of course, he fulfilled all of her wishes. And then she turns on him.
I bet that won't happen to
unbelievable.
I bet it won't happen to him in Japan.
Huh?
I bet it won't happen to him in Japan.
Oh, yeah, I guarantee that he'd give a damn in Japan.
Geisha
He's going to have
houses.
his own concubine team. I guarantee it.
We're doing a podcast here. You don't have to do the firm. You can just say it.
Well, I'm just, anyway, the Dodgers cut him loose in January, but the Dodgers still have to pay him this season $22 million.
So the Dodgers cut ties with him. If only he had done that.
The people who showed up to watch Trevor Bauer pitch in Japan wore his Bay Stars jersey number 96, chosen because that's his goal for his average fastball velocity, 96 miles an hour.
That's my Christmas ask. I want a Trevor Bauer Yokohama.
How funny would that be? Oh my God! But again, he's going to be fine in Japan. Now, again, do you think if he does well, is any major league team ever going to hire him again?
No.
And again, I don't. If they'll hire the guy who was the sodomy guy for the massage table in Cleveland,
he should be suing Major League Baseball and Rob Manfred for everything they have.
How could he lose? She asking for it.
I know. How are they stopping him from making his living?
And you can prove collusion.
I'm not condoning what he did. I'm just saying.
I'm not uncondoning
what law
it.
has he broken?
Well, now wait a minute. If two consenting adults, again, let's be real. No, hold on a second. If you're a consenting adult and you like being roughed up or tied up or whatever, fine. I don't, not for me.
What's the safe word?
In fact, I had a flashback one time at work at a certain radio station. There was this chubby little. I was single. There was this chubby little black chick who was real cute, just flirty and just chubby little black, really, really, really cute.
I know her?
You might. And one day I went up to her, not the one you may be thinking of, the troublemaker. One day I went up to her and I don't know why I said, so tell me, how do you feel about older white guys? And she said, well, let's find out, baby. And I went, I scared the living crap out of me. I immediately turned tail and did not take advantage of the possible opportunity. See how she felt about older white guys. But you can't do it. She was asking for it. Have you seen the picture of the meme?
Yes, I've seen it.
The one with the girl and the guy?
Yeah.
Anyway, I've got that up here too. It's a picture of a cute blonde, and she's pummeling her husband, and he's trying to duck her blows as she's pummeling her husband. And the caption says, when he doesn't cheat on you, loves you unconditionally, pays all your bills, and treats you like a princess. Yeah, still. Anyway, I don't get the whole thing with Trevor Bauer. I think it's wrong, and I think he should be suing. And how could he lose? He would have collusion. There must be text messages from all the owners, saying, "Oh, you're going to take him. I'm not going to take him. Are you going to take him? I'm not going to take him." I don't know.
Part of his problem is he's unlikable. He's always been kind of a jerk, and he won't
locker
listen to
room kind of
anybody. He does his own workout thing, and he's just
but you would think
not likable.
But also you would think with the goal in baseball, with the metrics and statistics, if he can prove his worth as a big league pitcher,
he can.
Somebody.
He's a hell of a pitcher.
Yeah. Whatever.
I said earlier, I would love for the Braves to go get him, but they're not going to do it.
No way.
But they'll have Marcell Ozuna batting 3 for 40. They'll have his fat ass out there.
Did I read this? Something like he was batting 098 or something.
He's 075 or something.
He had 3 hits and they're all homers, and then he struck out every other time. It's just outrageously.
And he can't field, he can't throw, he can't run.
He's got nothing.
But other than that,
what was it, $20 million a year, or $18 million, or some crap like that?
30. But they would, if they cut him, I think they still owe him 17. but paying him like 30 something.
Yeah. Jeez, I don't get it.
Well, look, that's the only mistake Alex Anthopoulos has made. And who knew that
at the
he'd
time,
do this
yeah,
off the field? His problem started when he started having trouble with his wife off the field.
Yeah, that's
if
right.
that hadn't happened, who knows?
Yeah. And again, we don't know how much that has to do with all that kind of stuff. Speaking of chicks who hate you no matter what.
Wait a second. Strick says, a word to the wise, don't use the word harder as your safe word.
Bloody nose would not be good. Speaking of cute little chubby chicks, Kelly Clarkson. I always liked her. Yeah, I always liked her. I mean,
I care either way. I don't think she's attractive at all. Never did.
Okay, well, it's fine. Anyway, I liked her. That one song where it was really a sad song where she. What the hell? Where she's afraid to smile because he made her cry every day, and she was afraid to do something because she make her cry, and it was probably one of her most famous.
I've seen
songs.
the top of her head, and not in a good way.
Well, there you go. Well, that's what John Lennon used to say. What do you look for in a woman?
The first when we got hired back in 2013, the first Christmas party, which you did not go to.
No,
she was the singer. She was the star. But she was
right.
big, but
right.
big and. It was so crowded, all I could see was the top of her head because she was pregnant, so she was sitting down, and all I could see was the top of her head.
Well, anyway, she has now come out with a new song called "I'm Done," and it's about her chicken-livered pansy ex-husband. In her song, her ex-husband is Brandon Blackstock. Her new single is called "Me." The American Idol alum appeared to address her split from her ex-husband. I told you I wanted you, but you needed me to need you. Your insecurity was the death of you and me. Too many times you would question what were my intentions. I never gave you reasons. You're the one with the secrets. Insecurity, separation. You're the reason I said goodbye because I don't need somebody to scold me. Don't need somebody that hurts me. Don't need somebody that feels weak standing next to me in the black in a frock.
If you're a guy out there and you're about to marry a famous or not famous singer, songwriter, woman, you better have a prenup that says you cannot write songs about me, you bitch.
Since you've been gone. That was one of the ones I knew. But yeah, what the hell? That wasn't it. There was another. So what was that song where she talked about it was a heartbreaking song. Every day she'd wake up crying and you left me alone and you relied on me.
You want to know how I know you're gay?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, what's the name of that song? We got to find that name of that
Ask
song.
me about the Rolling Stones.
No, it's
I
a
have
great,
no clue what you're talking about.
I love the song. And the thing about that song is, and I'll admit to you this now, she sings in the same key that I do, an octave higher, of course, but I can sing a Kelly Clarkson song.
Let's hear it.
Is it because of you?
Because of you, that's it.
Let's hear it.
I don't think I
Mr.
need to
Bragger.
entertain you. I'm not
You just
bragging.
said you could do it.
I was stating a fact and non-braggadocio in any way.
Well, if it's a fact, then you should do it.
Put the song on and I'll sing along with it if you want.
Sing along.
Someone's going to show
we
you
can't
how.
play a song. You know
Someone's
that.
going to show you how a heart can be used, like you did mine. And she shows an emoji with a broken heart and a wine glass broken.
Taylor
It's a-
Swift has made a career
Jeez,
doing this.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
And she just broke up with her fiance.
What a shock.
Yeah, hard to believe.
I get at this point, she just gets into relationships so she can write songs about them.
Yeah, well, it's working.
Damn mercenary.
It is freaking working. Oh, by the way, speaking of sound, we're not allowed to play music because on YouTube because of the problem. Have you heard the new anti-Trump ad by the DeSantis supporters? It's getting nasty now. And then apparently appeared over the weekend, and it's by DeSantis supporters. And the theme of the Trump ad is, what happened to Donald Trump? He's now using the Nancy Pelosi playbook. He said, you're supposed to be fighting Democrats, not Republicans. And the point is well taken. And now that it's now all of a sudden, Trump came out with the anti-DeSanctimonious ads. And now the DeSantis people are saying, oh, yeah. And then Trump is fighting back. So now we got battling already. We have battling DeSantis.
We predicted it.
I know, but again, here it is.
Republicans will eat themselves
it's
alive.
a year. Oh, my God.
Eat themselves alive, and they'll put another Democrat back in the White House because they can't get their shit together.
There were people in this country who will vote for Newsom from California, the worst governor in the country of the worst state in the country, because he looks like a governor, because he dresses and acts like a governor, and they'll elect him over Donald Trump, or if they're fighting again.
He looks like the president from Independence Day. Bill Pullman? Was that
He's an actor. And again, let's remember
Great president.
Governor Newsom's wife was banging Harvey Rapestein. How'd you like to have that known as your wife? It was, oh yeah, she was banging Harvey Rapestein. Yeah, well, she wanted her job. She'll do anything to keep that job in Hollywood. So yeah, she'll have sex with Harvey Rapestein, sure. My life, my first lady. This is gonna be the first lady, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, sure, she was banging Harvey Rapestein because she wanted to keep her Hollywood job, but she's my wife, and by God, I love her, and she'll be the best first lady we've ever had. By golly, she'll be the woman you. We'll do a like a remembrance love book together on our romance and how I forgave her. I said, well, you had to do what you had to do.
My wife. I think I'll keep her.
Yeah.
That
was an actual commercial.
What was the commercial? Coffee?
It was a soap, I think it was either, or maybe a dishwashing detergent or something. My wife, I think I'll keep her. Oh boy. No, it's a commercial.
Oh,
in fact, you could Google it. I'll bet you if you Google my wife, I think I'll keep her, you'll get the ad.
We were alive when that was real.
And we believed, and we said, oh my God. And wives were saying, oh, I guess I better be good to my husband so he'll keep me.
Bewitched. She always had a drink ready for him when he got home.
Well, got to. Home ec classes taught that. Have a drink for your husband when he gets home. Have his slippers if he wears slippers. And don't talk to him about his day. Let him read the paper and catch up on things before you ask how his day was. I swear to God, that's the first 4 things in the home ec class.
Have you ever thought that maybe if guys as a whole weren't acting like such jerks, that we still be having that?
Well, let me say, I guarantee I will say this too, because I've, as you know, I've had a mental breakdown and I've come to some conclusions. Ladies, okay.
Look directly into the camera.
Yeah. Instead of emasculating your man in front of other guys to make a point, you might say, gee, honey, I didn't mean to do something that would upset you like that in front of these other guys. I love you so much. You're the man I married, and I just, I'm so glad that you made me my wife. You're such a man, and I love being with you. Boom. You say that once in a while to your guy, he'll freaking kill for you. Instead of saying, well, anyway.
Make it so you want to come home to him.
Yeah,
man or woman, that you want to come home and see them.
And we are so easy. A girl, what is it? If a girl, all it takes is a girl come up to you and look at you and put her arms around you and say, God, you're such a man. I'm so glad I found you. Holy crap! I'd kill your whole family for you if you wanted me to.
She wouldn't even have to say that. Just come up and give a hug. Look like she won't. No, she's glad to see you.
Just pretend, oh my God, I'm so glad you're in my life. Holy crap! You say that like once every 4 days. And then be a bitch the rest of the time, and you're still probably going to come out great. We're so easy. Jesus, we're so freaking easy.
A little food every now and then.
God.
A little nookie.
I love you, baby. I'm so glad I found you. Oh, Jesus, I've always wanted you. Oh, my God. I didn't know you were the one for me until I... Oh, God.
Actually, I have notes where that's written down, so it doesn't mean hell of
Jesus.
Doesn't mean hell of beans.
No, I'm fine now, though. I'm fine good. I'm fine now.
Gwendolyn says it's Geritol. Huh.
No. Geritol was Brill Cream, a little dab will do you. Geritol was when the thing is something. No, my wife, I think I'll keep her, was coffee or, a good last drop or.
Right here, what is it? Just tell us.
It doesn't say? Commercial with my wife, I think I'll keep her?
It just says, I think I'll keep her. The commercial...
Anyway, we're still looking for that.
Here. Oh, wait a minute. There it is.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, she's kind of hot. Who's that?
Can we play it? Here we go.
My wife's incredible. She took care of the baby all day, cooked a great dinner, and even went to a school meeting. And look at her. She looks better than any of her friends. She takes care of herself. Gets her rest, does her sit-ups, watches her diet, and to make sure she gets enough iron and vitamins, she takes Geritol every morning. Makes me take it, too.
More than twice the iron of ordinary supplements, plus 7 vitamins. Take care of yourself. Take Geritol.
My wife. I think I'll keep her.
Oh my God.
He's an actor. He went on to do a lot of stuff.
Kinda looks like
lot of
Bill
TV
Murray a
stuff.
little bit.
He was on like the shows like McCloud and stuff like that. Yeah.
All of those Quentin Martin things in the 70s.
Yeah, he was always a bad guy, a weasel.
It was Geritol. I beg your pardon. But I remember the line, but I didn't remember to.
Cindy says,
God.
and we wonder, Kimmer, you wonder why you're single.
Yeah, God forbid I should, would fall in love with the first girl who says, "Oh, you're such a man. I'm so glad I found you."
Women don't talk
that's
like
why
that.
I'm single. That's why I'm single.
Women don't talk like
I'm
that.
single because I'm me. I know. There's no secret. I think I know why I'm single. Jesus, we're so. Never mind.
Yeah.
Shit, just
How did we
freaking
get to
killing
this
me.
point?
Never mind. All right, how about this? I think I'll get a new ride. I think I'll just drive around and try to find a new whip. Oh, a new whip. How about
whip.
swapmywhip.com? Well, a whip, of course, is a colloquial phrase or a word for a ride. Swapmywhip.com is a great idea. Sponsor of the Kimmer Show podcast. SwapMyWhip.com. You're driving along, you're thinking of a car you've always wanted. You go to SwapMyWhip.com, and you might find like-minded car owners who are thinking the same way you are. It'd be fun to find another car, but I don't want to deal with, going through all the stuff with car dealerships and middlemen and salespeople, stuff like that. SwapMyWhip.com. You see what's there that you can swap with, or someone's got what you want, or your buddy's got one that he wants, or whatever. It's your own thing. Make your own deals. See what's out there. Check it out. And it's not just cars. Obviously, it's cars of all kinds, and SUVs and station wagons and trucks and pickups. But I'm sure it's all kinds of other stuff. Boats, jet skis, off-road vehicles, ATVs, go-karts, electric bicycles. I'm sure motorcycles, go-karts, whatever you're talking about. SwapMyWhip.com. No middlemen. Do your own thing. And if you sign up with a Kimmer code, Kimmer, Kimmer, for the coupon code Kimmer, it's 180 days of free premium listings on swapmywhip.com, and you may find the car you've always wanted, or maybe your friend will too, and then everybody's happy. Swapmywhip.com.
I'm mad.
What happened?
I'm mad at you.
What did I do now?
You didn't notice.
Oh, your svelte new sign? You landed.
Notice anything?
You got carpenter pants on.
Right. I don't have jeans on today. I've got my
Well,
old.
I'll be damned.
What do you call these things?
Carpenter pants.
No, there's something.
Cargo pants.
Cargo pants. Yeah.
I found these in a box. I haven't worn these in years, and I go, oh, God, I can fit into them. So
I'll be damned.
I usually wear jeans here.
Well, that's
It's summerish.
Well, I always wear jeans every day now.
Even the summer, was
Even in the
sweat
summer.
and
You still haven't found your razor?
I still not have found the razor, which is why this is happening. Yeah.
Yeah, your hair's getting a little fluffy there too. There.
Yeah, it
Okay,
blows
time to
in the
go.
wind now.
At least you got some. Wouldn't it be fun if you could do a one wish for like a week, just have really great hair.
I miss having to move it out of your eyes. I miss that.
I miss everything. I don't give a. Honestly, I don't give a crap anymore. I'll get up in the morning and I can't even look at my
Give it
face.
up.
I know. I go in the mirror. I swear to God, when I go in the mirror, I'll look at my mouth when I'm brushing my teeth, and I'll look right at just this little teeny part here when I'm doing my razor to do the little thing. But I can't look. I can't see all this.
Get a big cardboard piece and just
It's
cut
my
out a
face.
mouth.
Yeah,
so
that's
all
what
you
it-
can see is the
That's
mouth.
basically what I'm doing. I'm going like this, for God's sake, so I don't have to look at my head. Oh, Jesus. It's freaking horrible. Anyway.
There's a Romanian thing called Geritol, not Geritol, Geritol or something like that this lady invented back in the 70s. It's supposed to take the wrinkles out and make you look younger. So maybe you should. Of course, you can't get it in America because FTC says it kills you.
I don't even care about stuff like that anymore, to be honest with you. Let's see. Oh, did I do all these things too? I think I did. Swarming the gas station. Okay, right there. Our Harper's Index. We got the Harper's Magazine, and again, I didn't renew it, so this will be the last one we get. But Harper's Magazine is a very famous literary magazine, and for decades and decades, they would have what's called the Harper Index, and it was a kind of a national survey, or some world survey, of various things, and they would give you the percentage of people who have changed to something or other. For example, they'll give you just a couple examples.
Por ejemplo.
What's that?
Por ejemplo for our Spanish speaking.
Oh, there you are. The percentage of the U.S. population growth last year attributable to simply migration. In other words, instead of just, Americans having babies and so forth, the percentage of the growth of America's population last year attributed to migration, 80%. Think about that for a minute. 80%. Populations grow. Japan's gone down. China's gone down. A lot of countries are going down. America's gone down. 80% of our increase in the population is illegal citizens, illegal non-citizens. 80%. The minimum number of unaccompanied babies and children by themselves, the number at least of unaccompanied children entering America through Mexico, 250,000 in the last couple of years.
Well, the world needs ditch diggers too.
Unaccompanied. These are the kids that the parents will let just go into the crowd. 250,000.
Okay, it's not up to that point, but during the Holocaust and during World War II, there were plenty of accounts of families throwing children on the train that they couldn't get on.
They did it in Afghanistan with that chicken-livered, a disgraceful, not a withdrawal, a chicken-livered when you run and hide.
Rhymes with
not a withdrawal. No, it's not an escape. It's when you're a chicken and you flee.
You flee.
Oh God, what's the word?
Escape.
No, when you.
What? Say it.
The enemy's coming, so you retreat. You retreated. When we retreated. When we gave up, when we retreated, they were throwing their babies out of the planes. But again, that's a different reason than just saying, well, we have a crappy life here in Costa Rica. Let's have our kid go to Mexico, go to America for free. I mean, this is bullshit. This isn't the Holocaust.
I'm not saying it was. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, I know. But again, at least they had a reason back then for throwing kids on. In Vietnam, my God, in Saigon, when the last of the helicopters left, and the boats and the ships. Holy criminy. Anyway, let's see.
The ships.
This is kind of weird. Percentage of American women under the age of 30 who are single. Percentage of American women
61%.
under 30. All right, Flounder, what percentage of American women under 30 do you think are single?
Under 30?
Under 30. 20s, teens and 20. Well, forget teens. Women who are under 30. 20-something women who are single.
20%?
Huh?
20%?
You say
61.
34%. About a third of American women under 30 are single. Percentage of American men under 30 who are single.
40.
63.
I was kind of mixed up.
Twice as many American young men are single compared to American women are single.
So it says to me that women still want to get married, especially young, but guys are like, why would I want this?
Remember we talked about how there was another survey that showed that most men in the dating scene, one of their biggest complaints is that they feel now that it's some kind of a job interview. That it's it's answering questions and the thing and boxes and checking out stuff. And
that's always been that.
Well, I'm not sure it's
for women who are just casually dating. No, but women and I've known that basically are ready, and women know when they're ready to get married. They want to start a family.
Yeah.
It is a job interview.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also one nice thing on this Harper's Magazine thing. They have a thing called Findings, and it's some of the most bizarre things you've ever seen. For example, artificial intelligence researcher. We were just talking about AI.
We were.
Artificial intelligence researchers estimate that when you're using artificial intelligence for categories of domestic labor, grocery shopping is the most doable thing for artificial intelligence. Childcare is the least good thing for artificial intelligence. Makes sense. Men who treat female sex dolls as partners rather than toys tend to exhibit objectification and hostility toward actual women.
Wonder where they learned that.
I don't know how they could possibly learn that. Oh, and one more.
There was that guy that tried to marry one. I remember.
Oh, that's right. That's
year.
right. Oh, I mean, you can be sick as hell. Now, check this out. And this is kind of bizarre. I actually did some research on this. Okay. Scientists in Australia played sounds for snakes in the wild. Okay? They took sounds and played the sounds for snakes in the wild for pythons. Pythons move out toward pink noise while death adders move away from pink noise.
Give me the pink noise.
The pink noise, first of all, I will tell you what white noise is. White noise is steady, static-like sounds that drown out disturbing noises to help you sleep. White noise is popular mix of frequencies for high pitch like a fan or an air conditioner or a vacuum and so forth to help you sleep.
Yeah,
Okay.
I love vacuums, yeah.
Pink noise is a constant sound in the background, filtering out things that distract you, like people talking or cars going by, so they don't interrupt your sleep. And it's a steady background hum that may give you a better night's sleep using deeper sounds and lower sound waves, a gentler, more soothing pink sound background, more than white noise. Okay.
I
and
always found that a good hum put me to sleep.
that'll put you to sleep in like 2 minutes.
Hum me that. Hum
And
it.
anyway,
Hum that for me.
the pink noise will chase death adders. If you're ever in Australia and you're nervous about getting bit by a death adder, use some pink noise, deep bass sounds, and you will not be bit because they will flee. Do you have an Eater
We
Slam
like
magazine?
to, yeah, we like to call them. Oh my God, we like to call them death noodles.
I love it. I have a rather bizarre historical thing for you. 2 famous last words coming up. But first, Pete Davis. What's this about
Present.
a bolt from the sky of some kind of a exciting...
I am so glad you asked this.
well, I
Kimmer.
knew you would be, sir.
Science alert.
Yeah.
Here's the headline.
Yeah.
Lightning bolt deposits a strange mineral never seen on Earth before.
I saw
That's how War of the World started.
I
Remember
saw-
when the lightnings came down?
a glimpse of something about some outer space phenomenon or
And they
thing
come
or
there
elements
where the lightning hit, and all of a sudden there's a mineral there that's not from Earth.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Yeah. And by the way, lightning goes from the ground up.
Mostly, yeah. That's true.
Very. And so now, do you know anything about this mineral business?
Not yet. Not yet.
God, there's so much we don't know.
Like the moon being hollow. They said there's stuff on the moon that shouldn't be there.
You
The
would think
minerals
they'd
on the
be
moon
able
that
to
shouldn't be there.
Yeah, but why can't we shoot a laser into the moon and
You
see
know, they
what's
don't
in
know
there?
where it comes from. They don't know if it wandered into our orbit. They don't know if it was that something the size of Mars hit us and split it off into and just obliterated us, and it became 2 things. But if it became 2 things, why is it so different from us? It's so different. It's alien from Earth.
Well, I thought it was all particles from the Big Bang. I thought that was just crap
That's the
floating
thing.
out there.
They don't know where it came from. They have theories.
You know, the older I get too, the more I get very nervous about that. You know what I mean?
Did you know
Really.
that the moon every year moves away from us? It gets farther away.
Well, the old gravitational pull, isn't that what it used to be? Well, how could that not affect the oceans?
It does.
Well, I don't think I like this at all. Well, how are Mr. Lightning Bolt? Do you have some questions? How about your sneaking a nighttime visual mystery tour?
Didn't happen, so we're going to try again tonight. We have to go a further way to get to it, but it's something. If it happens, I'll tell you about it. If it doesn't happen, my thing is, I always saw them in
Well, you can
mid-April
tell them
here
what
in
it is.
Atlanta.
We won't
well,
say
basically,
where you're
lightning bugs. I usually saw the first lightning bolt either Stone Mountain or something lightning bug.
Yeah.
Sometime in mid-April.
Yeah.
But up in the mountains, it's a little cooler. So to me, I think it'd be another week or 2.
I remember it later in the year myself. But
Yeah, late April or May.
fireflies, lightning bugs used to come out by the billions. When
And they're
growing
going
up as
away.
a kid, and I haven't seen. The last time. Oh my God! The last time I saw a lightning bug. Why is this memory coming? Oh, I know why it's coming to me, because it was with my final freaking wife
Oh,
at
here
my
we
final
go.
freaking Brookhaven mansion, and I had to give her everything I ever wanted to think. And I remember
Get the
being out in the
sedative.
backyard, and I was capturing fireflies for my stepson in a jar with the holes punched in the top.
don't
And that's
see
the
as
last
many.
time. And that was 30 years ago, 25 years ago.
Because we're losing leaf cover and ground cover.
Yeah. I haven't seen a firefly since in the mid-'90s. That was the mid-'90s. Oh, well, probably 98, something like that.
Even up where you live?
Yeah.
That's weird.
In Brookhaven. And now in Alpharetta, I haven't seen it. Well, I don't go out that much at night.
Growing
But
up,
again,
growing up for us, we had lightning bugs all over the
Stone
neighborhood.
Mountain, everywhere.
Everywhere.
but I haven't seen them in a long time. And again, now, but you're talking about a different.
I read a few years ago, and I think it was National Geographic. There's something called a blue ghost firefly.
Yeah.
And it's at a state park or something in North Carolina, and people from all over the world, especially Japan, go to see it. Where the light is not yellow, the light is blue.
Yeah, I've never seen it. I've never
They
done it.
had a photo of it where they were all over this field, and it's like something out of a fairy painting or something.
It's gotta
just-
be cool as
It's
hell.
got to
Yeah.
be just, oh my God.
Yeah.
And the thing up in the mountains is it's the ghost of Union soldiers who died during the
Wow,
war,
cool.
supposedly. But anyway, they said that was the only place in America where it happens. Well, it's not true. There are other places in the Smoky Mountains where it does happen. So we went last night to try and find them, and they weren't out. And I doubt they're out tonight, but we're going to try again tonight.
Well, don't bother looking in the mountains of Macon because it's too cool. The altitude is a whole different thing.
I don't think they're out yet. Anyway, and we had to drive a wee bit to get there, but it's worth it because it's a nice drive and it's a nice little place to hang out and just sit and eat and drink. And
So what's this? You got a little something
no,
on
no,
the
no.
side
It's
there?
the friends I have up there.
Oh,
we'll
I
get together.
thought maybe you
No,
got yourself a little arm candy or something. You're
yet.
hiding from us, or you
No,
know,
not
this is
yet.
all I get is one of you guys coming up with a girlfriend, and then,
Living
this is
vicariously.
all I get. You know, okay? You see, like when you show up with that little hottie at the freaking comedy thing, and I'm going, oh man, I like her a lot. You know, I
show
kind
up
of got
with
me
one hottie.
got me to go home. You know, it's maybe life after all. I don't know. Maybe there's even hope for the Kimmer, for God's sakes.
God, if
Pete
even-
Davis can bring
if
in a little
even Pete
cutie.
can pull
If
one.
he can pull in this little... Maybe I'm not dead yet. I'm not dead Of course, I don't have that kind of cash anymore, so... Anyway, I got to get me some cash. Do we have some startling questions for the Kimmer? Or,
I do. I'm
something
glad.
of
Before I
some
do that,
kind
one
there?
more thing on this
Yes.
Y-Files thing.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a sponsor, but the Goldfish does, and it's called Surf Shark. Have you ever heard of Surf Shark? Flounder. Surfshark. Surf Shark is a place you go if you don't want the three-letter government agencies knowing what you're looking up on the internet or what you're doing on the internet. Surfshark will change your IP address to some place like England or Israel or South Africa, so they don't know it's you. So the government can't follow what you're doing on your computer. And it's another way most people use it. Like Netflix got rid of The Office here in America.
Yeah.
In England, they can still watch The Office. So people use this to change their IP address. It's like $12 a year or month or something like that. Probably a little cheaper now. So they can hook on in England and watch Netflix from England.
I'll be damned.
And that's how people are doing it. But I think that would be amazing not to have a thing where they can't, the FBI, CIA can't track you.
Unless you're a criminal and you want to make sure you can get away with all your...
None of our business. It's none of their business.
See, why can't we come up with a good stuff like that?
All right,
This doesn't make
here
sense.
we go. I'm going to find this thing for you right here. It's the Kimmer questions.
All right.
Kimmer observations. All right, you ready?
Observations. So yes, I am.
Cheese is just a loaf of milk.
Oh, it's gross. A loaf of milk.
All right.
Oh,
What if the
God.
reason Greek sculptures are so lifelike is that they're really just Medusa's victims?
Wait a minute. Say that one again.
What if the reason Greek sculptures are so lifelike is they're really Medusa's victims? Okay.
You'd have to be a fan of Greek statues, I guess, to...
If Whole Foods sells slices of fruit, is that false advertising?
Whole Foods.
By the way, there's a statue at the High Museum of a woman, and it's like she's got a veil on, and the veil is part of the rock, part of the face, and it looks like she's got
Really?
a veil. It's stunning.
Yeah.
I stop and look at it every time I go. It's amazing.
And where's this now?
The High Museum.
I'll be damned.
When was the last time you were at the High Museum?
40 years. I guarantee it's been the 70s.
That's a shame.
I have
It's got
not
some
been.
cool
I have
stuff.
not been to the High Museum. Jeez, I think we went to a show there once. My starter wife had to be like 74, maybe.
Well, they had Starry Night there. You didn't even go see Starry Night?
No.
Didn't go?
No.
That was cool to be about 3 inches away from that. That was pretty cool.
Was that where they had the? Where did they in Atlanta? Remember they had the showing of the vagina plates.
Oh God!
Remember that?
I didn't.
What the hell was that? What was that
don't
called?
know. Vagina
I am
monologues.
woman or vagina monologues.
It was a
Oh my
play.
God!
Ugh.
Oh my God! What an incredible! And you know, because I was, you know, she wanted to go, so I did. But the first, as I recall, you go into a theater and they show you a movie, and the movie was just women working at art tables. And you really see what they were doing. And they were talking about being a woman and growing the thing, and it's all a thing about women's and all this stuff. And then, I really didn't get everything was all going to be about. And then after the movie showing you women working in clay potteries and things, you really didn't get a whole picture of something. And, And then you leave up and you go into the actual place where they had the exhibit, and it's all dishes, plates of vaginas. And they had, it's like a plate, a glass plate, and it would have like little leaves opening on the thing, and everyone was a different vagina. And
Just looked very inviting.
And it was just so shocking that, the thing with the women showing for the worth of the best of them. And then it was all just pictures of vaginas on these 50 plates. With
a bunch of guys sitting around doing clay things and dildos.
It was 3D claymation things.
Okay.
Jesus.
All right, thanks for that memory. All right, let's do something else. Why do we cut down birdhouses to build birdhouses?
You cut down a tree, that's his house. That's pretty
Did
funny.
you know
Yeah.
that if a word is misspelled in the dictionary, we'll never know
We'll
it?
never know. Well, it must be the right spelling.
By the way, how do you spell misspell?
Misspelled.
Very good.
Thank you.
Very good. Two
Former
S's,
spelling
two
champion.
L's.
Thank you.
If one day we discover the cure for disease and old age,
Yeah.
that means we're all going to die a horrible death. Why do cows have hooves?
I don't know.
Because they lack toes.
Lactose. Thank you. They're lactose.
What do you call a dog who is part collie, part Labrador, and part Dalmatian?
I don't know.
A collaboration.
Oh, God. Collaboration. Oh, my God.
A Roman walks into a bar, holds up 2 fingers. How many beers does the bartender give him?
11.
Why 11?
I don't know. 2 ones? I don't know. V. 5. 5 beers.
11. Well, that's
Well, I
pretty good.
thought it was like this.
Well, yeah, all right.
It didn't say but one hand, it said
All
2
right.
fingers.
How many for this one?
Oh, was that your IQ or your number of friends? I don't know.
Okay, and why does a nose run but feet smell?
Yes, thank
Yeah.
you. I knew that one. By the way, on this very day in history,
Yes, sir.
a snub is a snub is a snub. I didn't get this, but I understood what it meant after I read it. You'll like it because you're a literary writer guy.
All right.
The acclaimed but often impenetrable author Gertrude Stein received the following rejection letter, cruelly mocking her eclectic writing style. Gertrude Stein, rejection letter from a London publisher on this day in 1912. Dear Madam, I am only one being, one at the same time, not 2, not 3, only one. Only one life to live, only 60 minutes and 1 hour, only one pair of eyes, only one brain, only one being only one, having only one pair of eyes, having only one time, having only one life. I cannot read your MS 3 or 4 times, not even one time. Only one book, only one look is enough. Hardly one copy would sell here, hardly one. Many thanks. I am returning you MS by registered post, only one manuscript by one post. I guess she had a style where she would repeat things quite a bit.
Okay. Thanks for sharing with us.
Well, I thought you would have got a kick out of that. I was misinformed.
How about a headline of the day?
No, I got a headline of the day. What do you got there?
Comes from the Belleville News Democrat.
Yes.
Body found floating in pond during children's fishing event.
Oh, that can't be a good
I got a Whopper here,
sign.
Daddy.
Oh, mercy. My God. How about some birthdays?
All right.
The actor Sean Bean, I like him. He's a good actor. 64
Yes,
years
very
old.
good
Been in a lot of different things. Jennifer yes, please. Jennifer Garner, 51 years old today. Ben Affleck's biggest regret, cheating on her.
I once stalked her and him.
You stalked her?
I was dating a girl who was working for In Touch magazine, and her assignment was stalking, so we stalked them through Midtown looking for him.
Kitty Cat was just rubbing my
well,
ankle.
He let me pet him.
Yeah. Victoria Beckham, 49 today. Rooney Mara, she was the dragon of the lady tattoo, dragon tattoo girl.
The bad version.
38, the real version that you can understand because it was freaking English.
It's a great
the guy who played
trilogy.
James Bond. Rooney Mara, 38. Her dad's family owns the Giants, and her mom's family owns the Steelers.
Yeah.
Olivia Hussey, she was that cute, chubby little beautiful.
Not chubby.
Well, she was soft.
Juliet.
Yeah, she was Romeo and Juliet in the original movie of it back in 72 or 3 or something.
In her
maybe?
20s, she was one of the most beautiful women in the world.
She wasn't chubby, but she was soft. I don't think I saw muscle on her, or anything, but she was so porcelain,
Her
just
face.
beautiful, beautiful, angelic, lovely lady. We could say about her. Olivia Hussey is 72.
Unfortunate last name.
Well, Hussey. Jan Hammer, the musician guy, 75. He did the Miami Vice theme, among others. Leslie Bega from The Sopranos played Valentina, the practical joker psychopath who caught herself on fire in the kitchen. The Sopranos, Leslie Bega, she is 56 today. Boomer Esiason, 62 years old.
Asshole.
Is he an asshole?
He's an asshole.
Is he?
Oh, yeah.
Just as
Just
like
a
an ego thing, you
general
mean?
laugh.
Or?
Oh,
That and he was wasn't he on a radio show where a guy ended up going to jail for?
Yeah, and that guy is now back on the air after he went to jail for stealing from gamblers and stuff like that. And then they let him back because he's the only person in the country that can do that job, So they put him back on the fucking
Yeah,
air.
Boomer and
Craig
Wink.
Carton.
Craig Carton.
Yeah.
He's back on the air. It's
I'll be
unbelievable.
damned. Well, New York.
All those people up in New York with all that talent that could do that show, and they rehire that asshole.
Yeah. Wow. Some historical notes. 1964, and I won't be able to tell my story because you'll yell at me. 1964, Ford unveils the new Mustang at the World's Fair in New York City. That summer of 1964. No to kiss, no to kiss. One of my best friends got the brand new Mustang in the summer of 1964, a blue convertible. We took it to Canada, and I hired a girl for $70, and she wouldn't kiss me. A woman.
On that note,
She was a grown woman, and to lose my special thing there in Montreal, and I tried to kiss her. No to kiss, no to kiss.
On that note,
Killed me.
Futurism has a study, and I'm going to be blue here.
Yeah.
Dicks are getting longer, and scientists don't know why.
Yeah, but unfortunately, they're also getting less usable because of our testosterone's gone down 80%.
You know what I heard? A lot of that has to do with this. Not only that we're drinking
Plastic in the bottles.
Plastic and spatulas.
Yeah.
As soon as I bought one, I read the damn story. It's plastic that you cook on
Yeah.
and you put
Well, it's
food in. That it's rubbing off and it cuts down your tetestosterone.
Well, half your car's plastic, half your house is plastic.
Now, usually rubbing off increases it.
Oh, hello,
In this
thank
case-
you. It encouraged me. By the way, that first Mustang, Lee Iacocca's brainchild, cost $2,368.
There's a lot of money back in.
Yeah. 1961, our CIA sent 1,500 Cuban exiles into the southern tip of Cuba at the Bay of Pigs to invade and overthrow Fidel Castro. KGB agents tipped off Cuba. It was a disaster. Cuban officials rounded up 100,000 citizens in Cuba for fear that they would help an invading force, which was the plan. And the KGB tipped off Cuba, so they put in jail 100,000 citizens, saying you're not going to be able to help our invaders, and they ensured the slaughter and the American failure and embarrassment of the Bay of Pigs, 1961. I was in prep school at the time and remember very distinctly our history teacher, our master was a World War II veteran, and he said, let me tell you, folks, this is, you're really asking for it. And then we had the Soviet blockade after that. Remember that was a bad time, 1961. Well, hell, you weren't 15 years away from being born. I was 2 years away from graduating from prep school. Anyway, 1962 and other 60s, American schools and clinics and health agencies all over the world could start giving out the oral vaccine for polio, developed by Albert Sabin. Pink stuff, as I recall. 1991, the Dow Jones Industrial Average closed above what level for the first time in 1991?
1,000.
Flounder, any idea?
No idea.
Boy, we set a record in 1991. It closed at 3,000.
3,000.
In 1629, for the first time, horses were imported into the Massachusetts Bay Colony. And most of the rest of them came from Spain into the Southwest. America didn't have horses on its own. Let's see. 2005, comedian Chris Tucker got arrested at gunpoint here in Georgia, after leading state troopers on a high-speed chase that reached 109 miles an hour on I-20. He paid a $7,000 fine for eluding police and speeding. 1947, Jackie Robinson got his first major league hit. Do you know what it was?
Well, a hit is when a person.
Well, never mind that now. Jackie Robinson's first major league hit in 1947 was a bunt. Isn't that funny? 1929, Babe Ruth married a member of the Ziegfeld Follies named Claire at 5:45 in the morning to fake out fans who were expecting to crash the event later on in the day. When asked where they're going on their honeymoon, Babe Ruth said, "To the ballpark," where he promptly hit a home run for his new bride. And let's see, a couple more. Oh, this, I remember, I used to love this story. 1996, Lyle and Eric Menendez, who were actually found in a hung jury not guilty the first trial for murdering their parents. Well, in 1996, Lyle and Eric were spared the death penalty by an LA jury for slaughtering their folks, going on a spending spree, and then complaining because they were orphans. Well, the last trial got him. Eric, I had no idea about this. Eric claims that he never knew that Lyle wore a toupee. So once when their mom ripped the rug off during an argument, Eric thought she had scalped him. He thought she'd actually cut his hair off. And one more. 1790, Ben Franklin died in Philadelphia. He was 84 years old. His last words, Ben Franklin's last words, actually there are two versions. One version of his last words, quote, "If you would not be forgotten as soon as you are dead and rotten, either write things worth reading or do things worth the writing." There's another version. On the same day, his daughter told him to change positions in bed so he could breathe more easily, and his last words to her were, "A dying man can do nothing easy," and then died. Buddy Rich, last famous drummer, Buddy Rich, after surgery, died in 1987. Being prepped for surgery, a nurse asked him, "Is there anything you can't take?" And Buddy Rich said, "Yeah, country music." Which is pretty funny. Let's see. Ginger Alden revealed fiancé Elvis Presley's final words before his death in 1977. During a night of sleeplessness, Elvis Presley told Ginger Alden, who he was sleeping with at the time, "I'm going to the bathroom to read." And the rest is history. Composer, I don't care about that one. Frank Sinatra died after saying, "I'm losing it."
What did Sam Kinison say when he was dead?
You dirty bastard. Was there a witness? John Adams on July 4th. John Adams on July 4th said, "Thomas Jefferson survives." Unfortunately, Thomas Jefferson had just died just before that. So his words were ironic and wrong. Birth control slaughtering little black baby advocate Margaret Sanger's last words were, "A party, let's have a party." Thinking of killing all those little black babies. Marie Antoinette made the mistake of stepping on the foot of her executioner on the way to the guillotine, and Marie Antoinette's last words before they chopped off her head were, "Pardonnez-moi, monsieur." Richard Mellon, the multimillionaire, president of Alcoa. He and his brother Andrew had a game of tag going. They made a movie on this and a book. The weird thing was, this was true. Their game of tag lasted for 70 years. When Richard Mellon was on his deathbed, he called his brother over to him and said, "Last tag," and died. And his brother had to remain it for 4 more years until he died.
Okay, yeah, you did this a month or two ago.
I know, but it was still the thing because it was last words, and the story was last words. So I had
No,
to do
but
last words.
we've done several of these.
Well, I've only got
just
one
a
more.
month or two ago. Yeah.
I've only got one more. Well, I was going to do that one, but now I won't. and in fact, maybe I won't do any more.
Mark says Ben Franklin's last words are.
John Wayne,
Oh Lord.
the age of 72 in Los Angeles, turned to his wife and said, "Of course I know who you are. You're my girl. I love you."
What are your
Anyway.
last words?
My last word's going to be, I got to go, you're killing me.
That'd be a good one.
I know that's going to be.
Here's a word. Mexican word of the day.
Yeah, what is it? I wonder.
Budweiser.
Budweiser.
They say she is a woman, but Weiser panties look like they have a burrito in
Yeah,
them.
no, Budweiser. Oh, hey.
All
Yeah.
right, well, Flounder finds our illustrious Bad Text Theater. I will tell you the truly tasteless joke of the day.
All right, sir.
What's the definition of a bachelor?
A bachelor. A man without a wife.
A man who prefers to ball without the chain.
Oh. Thank you. Yeah, I think I'll get
Yes.
married again. I just.
Why not? All right, what do we got here? The alphabet. Okay, we got the
For
woman.
everything, it's still never good enough. I'm sorry.
We got a woman and a man. Are you the woman or the man?
I'll be the woman.
Man.
Okay, you got to do the.
Oh, I'm so tired.
What's wrong? Couldn't sleep again?
Not a wink.
I don't know why you find it so hard to sleep. I can do it with my eyes closed.
Oh, God. Boys, any final thoughts?
You like that one?
TheKimmerShow.net, help, Patreon.com, PayPal, Venmo, anything to help us. God bless you. We would love it. Anyway, Flounder, any goodbye thoughts here going on here? Pete? Anyway, happy birthday, Jennifer. All right, boys.
Happy
Hoorah,
birthday, Jennifer.
Semper Fi, I got to go. You're killing me. Look out, because he got the thing of the thing there with the thing. If you could only
Susan
get...
was asking for the bell. So
But
I
ask
gave
you,
it
but...
to her. Give women what they want.
Thank you. Herp, hoop, look out. Hoop. All right, we're off.